Hello, everyone, and welcome to Swindler's Den presents Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. We're here. It's Wednesday. It's rhyme time, baby. Before I do any other things, we gotta do our announcements like usual. So other shows Mondays, 7:30 Standard Eastern Time. We have Morris, the homebrew game here on Swindler's Den on the Twitch channel, as well as not this Sunday, but the 27th, so the following Sunday, is episode 2 of The Lost Song of Phandelver, our season 2 to The Lost Mine of Phandelver. For the first couple, we're doing every other week due to availability and holiday nonsense, but after that, once we get into July, we be a riding easy, kids. So that is also 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Sundays. Other than that, be sure to get all social media, Swindler's Den, everywhere. But let's introduce our players. Unless Grizz has something else to say. Do we have anything else I don't know about the channel currently?
That's it, my friend.
That's it. All right, so let's rock and roller coaster into our players. Speaking of Grizz, he is the first one up. Grizlocke, would you like to introduce yourself and your player?
I'm Grizlocke. That's my player. My character is Orlin. He's a half-orc wizard from East Haven, and we are ready to console our friend.
And next up, we have Bumbleskum.
Hey, it's your boy Bumbleskum. I am playing Heinlein Sword. He is a foreigner to the Dale. He comes from a land called the Vast, very far away. And he is ready to hunt some monster.
Next up is Dyto.
Hello, I am Dyto. I'm playing Mila, the tiefling sorcerer, who's finally, after 4 sessions, don't know how to count, to find those chewingas.
And then we have TommieTaco.
Hi, what's up? I'm TommieTaco, and I play Zavros Weinrin, the half-elf ranger. Not from the Dale, but have also resided in East Haven since my arrival a few short years ago.
And last but not least, I wasn't made a liar. He's still here, Dr. Phage.
I did it. I survived. I'm back 2 weeks in a row. Look at me. I'm Dr. Phage. I am playing Axel, the exiled Goliath fighter, who is slowly realizing that most of his friends are depressed and needs to make sure that they're okay and maybe give out hugs.
Isn't that the truth? Speaking of being depressed, let's do a summary. So last time, we rejoined our group in the gem mine in Tourmaline, where Axel woke up after his being attacked by a grell and went to find the rest of the group who were already down the mine searching for the kobolds that had intruded on there and driven the miners out. We rejoined the group to see Mila coming out of a tunnel where she was talking with the leader kobold Trex, before saying she had to kill him because he tried to attack her, and then they talked for a while, talked with the kobolds, figure out what to do, and they decided they would bring the kobolds back to be bodyguards for the miners in the mine. They brought them back to Tourmaline to talk to Speaker Mastiu, who, after hearing the news of the grell that had come up and gotten away, and reluctantly taking on the kobolds, went back to the mine to check on everything, and Zavros also offered to go back and finish off the grell if it were to show its face again. So that is their current idea for that. They continued on to Lonelywood in the meantime to follow up on some rumors of a great white beast that was killing the loggers up there. They arrived, spoke with the Speaker Huddle, who told them more about the town and the white beast, and offered them cookies as well before they head off to the bar to try and find more information on this killing monstrous beast. Not many people were in the bar, and Orland had a talk with a couple of the local drunks who didn't get much information other than that there is maybe a pirate ship northwest of Bremen frozen in the ice. But shortly after that, Axel was picking up on the difference that Mila was presenting in her character and decided to check around to see if any Chewinga were in the area with the elemental lantern. Turns out there was, and he decided that something was wrong with Mila, so he grabbed a hold of her, and what took place was a crazy event of a ghost jumping in between Mila and other people and having that drunk attack the party, as well as the ghost attacking, while Heinlein took the satchel that they had determined was tied to the ghost and brought it out to the forest to try and bury it to see if that would help calm the spirit. The spirit wasn't having any of it, just wanting its satchel back, and eventually the party was able to take it down, with Zavros landing the killing blow. As Zavros headed back to the tavern, and the rest of the party following, with Heinlein burying the satchel at the end to hopefully get some peace for that spirit, we return to the party. So Zavros, you have just walked into the tavern. You see the unconscious body of the guy that punched Orlin in the back of the head before getting knocked out himself. The two drunks that Orlin was talking to earlier, one is passed out at the table while the other is still talking to him. And the raven-haired bar maiden, the bar owner, standing behind the bar, is just cleaning one of the mugs. And as soon as you walk in, she says, "Did you keep that thing outside?"
I don't think it will be bothering anyone. When I see this guy knocked out on the ground, is he by like an empty chair at a table?
He's just like in the middle of the floor at this point.
Okay, I want to like pick him up and like set him at the table with the other drunks and just like put like an empty mug or something, if there's one there, just in his hand, and kind of get him comfortable. And just like wipe my hands and then just walk up to the bar and sit down on one of the stools.
Well, just keep it outside. I don't want it terrorizing the loggers when they come in from work. They'll be here anytime.
Well, I'm fairly certain it's dead, but I can't be sure.
Well, not the craziest thing I've seen in here, so... What can I get for you, though?
What's the strongest, liquor that you have?
Oh, we've got some of the dwarven hell whiskey, if you want some of that.
Sure. I don't know what that is, but sure. How much does that cost?
It's 1 gold piece, a little more expensive than the good mead, but
I just throw down the gold coin.
It'll do you well.
And then when she hands it to me, I'm just going to sit there in silence.
Yes, she'll hand that to you. Orlin, you weren't far behind, I believe, so if you would like to join now as well.
What's wrong, Zavros?
Oh, nothing.
You know, you probably did that spirit a favor.
Possibly.
It's cruel existence. Most spirits are doomed to wander aimlessly, seeking revenge or redemption, and never quite finding it, so it's probably in a better place now.
Zavros kind of looks up and kind of cocks his head. He's like looking at the behind the bar. He's not like looking at Orlin. He just kind of nods a little bit, grabs this dwarvish hell whiskey and down the hatch, sets it down on the bar.
Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
This is gonna be wild. What I get?
12.
I scrolled way up. Okay,
got
12.
Got a 12. It burns real bad, but I mean, it warms you up a little bit.
It's like, oh my. Oh, then you should really try that.
One.
Gold piece.
Yeah.
As you order your drink, Mila and Axel, we're right behind you as well, so they will now join you in the tavern. If they would like to go up to the bar with you, they can, or wherever they would like to go.
So you said there were some chewingas in the area?
Yeah. Oh, I have to remember Axel's accent. Absolutely lousy with them. Yeah. So I thought you were possessed by a chewinga. Was not the case. But then, yeah, like the whole forest north of here, just absolutely lousy with them.
What time of day is it? Night? What kind of time of night is it?
Well, yeah, it's dark, but it's technically day. It would be getting around 4 at this point. It's going to be getting close to when the loggers would be coming in, from what you've heard, at least.
Well, I'd like to go out and take a look at them if anybody else is up to it tonight. She'll walk over to the table to grab her lantern. Got left behind.
Of course.
And Heinlein, you would join them now as well.
Okay. I would just walk in back to the table, tidy up what I left there.
Yeah, a couple of chairs were turned over in some of your hurriedness. But otherwise not too much there for you to clean up.
I'm going to pull out of my pack the bottle of wine I have with me and just like uncork it and fill everyone's cups up and be like, now, this was very scary what happened. One of our friends was possessed by a ghost and we had to kill the ghost. Is that the proper term? I do not know. But we all made it out of it. And I think tonight we rest and then tomorrow go look for big scary beast that is killing people in the woods.
You can't kill what's already dead.
Yeah, I wasn't sure on the terminology there. What did we do to the ghost? Did we release it?
Sure.
Okay, we released the ghost tonight.
At this point, has Heinlein come back in?
Yeah, I'm already sitting down at the table now.
Oh, okay. Hello, Heinlein.
I just nod to you. Got the wine in my hand, really ready to drink it.
So, did you find a nice spot for the satchel?
I think so. Made sure it was out there in the nature. Made sure its collections were safe.
Gonna raise the wine glass and sip it.
I will say anyone who's watching can tell the way I'm drinking it is very upper class. Like he knows like a lot of like the not pinky, but like he does a lot of like the airing it and like the way he's like tasting it and stuff like that. He's not very like drinking it like he would normally be with like his beers and stuff. But he is very much as if like a noble or someone would be drinking.
He's a wine snob. Look out!
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I know we all had an interest in that, but before I hit the hay, I'd like to try and find where Axel said these chewingas were. Try and see if we can find one.
Where did you say they were, Axel?
It seems to be most of them are north of the bar here, up in the forest, which is also, if I remember correctly, where the scary monster that is killing everyone is hanging out as well. So perhaps we wait, rest, have a good night, refresh ourselves physically and mentally, and then start fresh tomorrow. And then if we run into the scary monster while we are looking for the little chewingas, which hopefully are not scary, we are not caught with our proverbial pants around our ankles.
Well, the lantern can only detect it within 300 feet, so that monster would be really close to the town if you found them in town.
Not know. I am hesitant to go out after our encounter already today, and you also fought with the brain creature was today, and the kobolds were today. A lot has happened today. I say we just have some drinks and rest for the night. The Chewinga will be there tomorrow.
That one, really did a number on me.
Then, Orlin, maybe you should get some sleep.
Yeah.
You look a little worse for wear.
Did the ghost do that to you?
I think it was that jab.
Yeah, he was possessed. Clocked
So
me
yes
real
and
good.
no.
Cheap shot.
At least
Ooh.
passed out over there if you want to go. Oh, never mind.
Oh. Sleep?
I might have a couple of drinks first.
We could
No
use
sense in
for some
making it
relaxing.
into the early night.
Let's, stay in here, and when the lumber workers come in, we'll probably ask them a few questions.
Ooh.
Maybe they know what this thing looks like, other than a white beast monster that hunts in the woods.
That has antlers, horns, and flies with sharp teeth.
It has flies, or it does fly.
This whiskey is terrible.
You know, Chewinga's around. They're known to play tricks. What if they're showing everyone their biggest fears? That's why everyone sees the monster different. I don't know why
I mean-
Chewingas would be murdering, though.
Yes, that is the one thing that I'm concerned about. If it was Chewingas, I was going to ask if they're known to kill.
Not usually. Not usually their forte. More like harmless pranks, open up windows. They might steal like some like small objects, like a candle, maybe your dog's collar.
Oh, like a few whimsical bastards.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, well, I've known a thing or two about whimsical creatures. Normally they didn't kill, so I doubt the Chewingas would, but then again, like I said, I don't know really anything about them.
I had a friend who told me he had met a Chewinga once, and, well, he didn't meet it, but one had come into his camp and opened up a thing of his flour and just spread it all over him. He woke up and just covered in flour.
As you guys have been talking slowly, loggers have started coming in, or you can assume our loggers started coming into the tavern and ordering drinks and food and sitting down and eating. Majority of them are just getting the knucklehead trout because it's cheapest. But every once in a while, someone will spring for some venison or some other meat.
As I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of sipping on this wine, well, if it's been a while, I'd probably just order like just an ale or something.
Okay, yeah, that's what did I say it was? Keep forgetting what I said the ale is. Also, can I get a con save if you're drinking that hell whiskey there, Orlin?
I rolled a 10. I rolled it earlier.
Okay, you're fine then. Again, burns real bad, but you do keep it down.
Really rough going down, isn't it?
Yeah, it really warms the throat, though.
It was 8 copper for a mug of ale.
Okay, 8 copper. It's like, well, I do know one thing. I don't have any sinus issues right now. As I'm drinking this, do I overhear, like... I'm kind of, like, still with the group, but I'm mostly keeping my ears to the lumber workers as they trickle in and kind of eavesdropping on conversation, see if I pick up anything about this creature.
Yeah, do a perception check for me.
Alrighty. Oh, I did it. I clicked on that twice, so 22 was the first roll.
22, yeah. You hear a few of them talking about how they're glad they haven't seen it again. Again, a majority of the time you're just getting white beast, blood, and you hear an array of different features that don't line up with each other. But you will also hear a couple of people talking about, well, it's a damn shame's happened up in Ger Koenig there. The thieves running rampant, and the town speaker's too much of a drunk to do anything about it. Well, what can you do, really, I suppose?
You said Koenig?
Yep, Ger Koenig.
Kind of like turn my head a little bit to where I'm hearing that. Is there like any noticeable features about this person that's saying this?
Yeah, so it's a gruffer human, a little bit taller. He's got like a 5 o'clock shadow with a cleft chin, really dark hair. Yeah, built like a logger.
I'm gonna I assume, me and Orlin are still sitting close to one another at the bar.
Mhm.
Hello, Orlin. Been sitting here listening, and it's just like the speaker in this town says, no one has a clear definition of what this thing looks like. It's all hearsay, or I don't, maybe it can change, I'm not sure. But, where's this Ger Koenig?
So Ger Koenig, I can throw you over to the map for a more visual thing as well.
It's
but
like
it's a little
far east.
yeah. So instead of going all the way east to East Haven, you would go north up to Ger Dinaval and Ger Koenig.
Okay, so Ger Koenig's the most northeastern.
Yep.
Town. Okay.
And
Sorry.
sorry, I just wanted to remind people. As far as passings you've heard, both Ger Dinaval and Ger Koenig have a castle, which is possibly one of the two castles. Could be where I forget her name, but the lady from Bremen's son.
Makes sense with the Ger in the name.
Yep. And Kelvin's Cairn, the mountain, is the one it's closest to Ger Koenig, which is where you heard people were searching for a were-polar bear. So, those are just things you've heard I wanted to remind you of.
Okay. Southeast. Boy.
Well, as I was listening to eavesdropping, I'll just be honest, on conversation, I also happened to pick up what that, and I kind of lightly just kind of point over in the direction of the man with the cleft chin. Like, I couldn't help but overhear that man say that it ran afoul of thieves. Seems the speaker's not doing anything about it.
Not
That's
really
a
a
normal thing.
problem at this point. I mean, East Haven has its own thieves. It is legal there.
Which is quite odd. Anyway, I just thought maybe I'd share the information.
Or check it out if we ever head that way.
Hey, Mila,
Yes.
what's the sacrifice in this town?
Where are we at? We are in Lonely Wood. I believe it is heat.
Okay.
DM, am I right?
It's food.
Food. Sorry, it's food.
Okay. So what does that entail? Like what happens on the day of the new moon?
So in this town, when the sacrifice is food, you don't eat. You don't cook any food.
You're starved.
Yeah, essentially you take all of the food that you have left, the whole town, and they bring it out into the tundra and leave it there. And you have to start anew the next day.
I'm
Oh,
just
that's
something
terrible.
I'm curious about. I mean, obviously we just got here and it's hard to know. Do you think perhaps just listening into like all these inconsistencies about this beast, do you think perhaps someone in Lonely Wood's not on the up and up
I mean, this is
with
10
the
towns.
sacrifice?
Most...
I meant with the sacrifice. Do you think maybe perhaps this beast might be trying to
Ariel
kill
issue.
people? An Ariel issue.
That's her
I
name,
mean,
right?
I
Yes.
can't be
Ariel, I think.
too sure. I mean, it's a possibility if the gentleman we met back in Targos was doing something like that. I mean, it would, for somewhere like Lonelywood where the wildlife kind of run free a little bit more, wouldn't be as it'd be a little easier for an animal to start taking on her business.
How long has this been going on? This attack on the loggers?
But I know that. Would they have written that in the letter?
Yeah, it's been about 8 months at this point.
8 months. Oh.
So that
Maybe
started
not.
long after the sacrifice did.
Maybe not then. I was thinking maybe if it was like a more recent thing, it might be just them trying to do this, but it was just a thought.
But also, as the sacrifices have continued, people may be less willing to give up all of their food they have spent all month gathering, and as time has progressed, they are giving less and
Hoarding.
less to Oriel.
Could be that they're hoarding food.
Mhm. Also, possibly because they are leaving a large pile of food, and we are pretty far out into the wilderness, it has just
Might
been
be.
attracting larger and larger creatures as we have gone along.
It's true. I wonder where they normally bring their food. Is it just anywhere, or is there a specific place? I'll be right back. And I'm just gonna get up from there.
I was gonna say, why don't we just ask?
I'm just gonna go to like the nearest patron and just kind of tap him on the shoulder.
Yeah, you're a funny looking guy. What do you want?
Oh yes, I am. Thank you, thank you. I kind of bow, and it's like, oh, by the way, I learned not from Lonelywood, and you know, the speaker reached out to me to possibly go and find this white beast that's in the woods. But I had a quick question. I know that you sacrifice food once a month. Oh, is there a specific place you all bring your food, or do you just kind of go wherever and just throw it in the snow?
This dwarf who you've tapped his shoulder turns his chair towards you. As far as I know, they bring it to the northern part of the forest, closer to Ariel that way.
Oh, to the northern part, about where the monster's been.
Yeah, but maybe you got a point there. I don't know. Hey, it's something, huh? Just watch yourself while you're out there. Haven't seen him in a while. Maybe you'll strike again. You know what I'm saying? He like jabs you in the ribs a little bit.
It's like, oh yes, I will be careful. Thank you, good sir, and thank you for the information.
Of course. There, if you see my compatriot Volman, he hasn't come in yet. Him and William's human, Volman's dwarf. I haven't seen him come in yet, so send him over if you see him come in. You'll feel him come in with that wind. Am I right? He starts jabbing you in the ribs again.
He's like, oh yes, the wind is quite stirring up in these lands. And that was Volum and William, you said? I'm sure you
Volman
will.
and William. Yes.
Volum. Okay. And I'll go and sit back down. Just got this down.
So, we've already discussed this a little bit, so just refresh my memory. I think the Chwingas are like nature spirits, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're like little elemental spirits. Yep.
Another working theory, we're sticking with the Chwinga thing, is perhaps they're not too happy with the forest being deforested.
I mean, that's always a possibility.
Oh, by the way, I did find out that, yes, they do drop the food off in the north, where the beast has been residing lately. And also there's a dwarf and a human still out and about, and his friend over there, the surly dwarf man, he asked if we could keep, or if I in particular could keep an eye out and see if I can find them. But if they're still not back with them, and there's been a beast in the north, and that's usually where they work, I'm pretty sure they might be dead.
Good bet. Well, I'm gonna rest. We won't know until we head out there in the morning, so... Good night. I'll go find a room.
I will remind you that the tavern is, or the inn is closed.
Oh, shit.
We're
Speaker
staying with
Huddle,
the
yeah,
speaker.
Speaker Huddle did say you could stay with her in her attic. But Orlin, as you stand up to go out, the door slams open and wind just fills the entire room, snow blowing in, and you see a dwarf standing there, having just pushed the door open. He says, "It's back! The damn beast is back, and he got William."
He did say he would come with the winter wind.
Oh, shit.
Well, I was
seen it
also
with my
right
own
about
two
with
eyes. It's huge,
Oh, what did it look like?
white as a ghost, covered in blood, as everybody says. Antlers stained red. Bulbous. It was a moose, I tell you. It was a white moose.
A moose.
It sounds crazy, but he just came charging out of the woods, could barely pick him out against the snow, and he slammed William right into a tree. I could hear his screams as I started running for my own life.
Good sir, I found your friend.
Oh, you did, did you? Oh, thanks there, son. It's no time for silly introductions. William's dead.
Well, I look at Orlin and he looks fucked up. Hello, Orlin?
I guess so much for finishing that bottle of wine, Axel.
Oh, that bottle of wine has been gone for a while. Axel's a big boy.
We have been doing a short rest this whole time, though, haven't
Yes,
we?
you did get a short. Yes, you will get a short rest from this. I'll say.
Okay.
If you, I think you already had one as well, but this another one. There's so much time has passed, and you've just been eating and drinking. So.
I just wasn't sure if, like, that had been rolled or not yet from last,
Yeah, if you didn't roll from before, or this counts as a second one if you like as well. So.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if my mage armor is still up or not.
How long does it last?
8 hours.
When did you cast it? Did you cast in the mine?
I did.
It's
Or-
long gone then. Yep.
Okay.
Well, I just once again, I just calmly put all my stuff down and I sit up, stand up, and start prepping all my stuff.
I'm going to use 2 sorcery points to regain a spell slot.
Well, I'm gonna whip out my bow. I kind of try to twirl it.
Do a sleight of hand for me. Just because of how well you roleplayed twirling a bow, I want to see.
Yeah,
how well
it was terrible, dude. It was terrible. Just like this roll. 12.
Yeah, it makes it.
It's like,
It's not
I
graceful,
kind of
but it
felt
makes
a
it.
bit like, oh, yes, well, then if you're feeling all right, we have a monster to slay. And I just...
Oh, I'm gonna die.
As I'm gathering up my stuff, I make sure my lantern is lit and, fully open so that I can see everywhere. And then as Orlin's standing up, I just look at him and go, now you stay close to me, okay? I try to keep you alive. Don't go running off. Last time you ran off and you got hit in the back of the head by a man. This is worse than a man.
I appreciate the thought. But you'll be the one running up front, so probably shouldn't stick too close to you. Let's pat him on the shoulder.
I mean,
Well,
in
back.
theory. Yeah.
I head outside too, and I see Zavros is running north. I bet is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, once I ran outside at this point, I was like, I know most of the lumber workers have been in there for a while, except for the one that just busted down the door. So as I ran outside, I wanted to like try my best to track the fresher prints of the dwarf's footprints that were coming through. I'd imagine they'd be a little
Should
bit
we,
heavier, being a dwarf. As
Should
far
we
as I
get
could,
the-
anyway.
Should we get the axe beaks?
Your axe beaks and dog are here. You haven't been to the stable yet.
Oh yeah, they're just tied up outside.
I assumed they were just at the speaker's house.
They could be there too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
can
I'm
say
wondering.
they were there.
Right.
If you want, I can go. If you'd like, I can just start heading over there and grab our axe beaks.
You're with me, right, Heinlein?
Yeah, I'm the
Okay.
second one to get out there.
Yeah, I
That's
grab
Yes,
my
I'll try
I
to
grab
keep a
my
good eye on these prints.
Okay.
I grab my lantern, make sure it's out. I hook it to my belt.
Is it on or is it?
It's off at the moment.
Okay,
I turned
cool.
it off. I don't want to
Yeah,
waste it.
Yeah, Zavros, you can see the footprints currently. The wind is blowing, so they won't be around for long. But Heinlein can go and get the axe beaks. When you get there, Velt will be more than willing to come with you, but there are two others that aren't really used to you yet, so I will need animal handling check to get Tauntaun and Choco to come with you.
15.
Yeah, they pretty easily come along with you. Are you trying to... Where is DOG?
Probably with the sled, probably back at the speaker's house.
If you want, it could just be in the speaker's house. It would
Yeah,
be-
probably
it would be
inside.
fine
It's
there.
just a dog.
Okay, yep. Cool. Yeah, so DOG is in the speaker's house, so you don't have to bring him. But you can bring the 3 axe beaks with you.
Okay. So I figure we can at least get. What does Axel do? What does Axel ride?
Axel did ride in
The sled. Yeah,
sled
that was the sled.
last time.
So potentially Mila can just ride on the axe beak with one of us, so we're not just carrying her entire sled full of
Yeah.
goods.
Yeah, we can do that. Easy enough.
All right, then I'll just grab the 3 of them. I'll like open the speaker's house and I'll politely say hello. Sorry, we may be back a little bit later because we're gonna go hunt the beast right now.
Thank goodness. Remember, cut off the damn thing's head and bring it here. I want the blood to stain my countertops.
All right, will do. And then I shut the door and I start. I get on my axe beak and I'm leading the other 2.
Right.
I think I'm pretty used to also handling other people's mounts.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense why I'm able to get them going pretty well. It's just like horses,
Mhm.
just big feathery horses.
This speaker lady's pretty messed up in the head.
She got kids running around there. She's like, go cover my house in blood.
I'm a
Yeah,
housewife.
Let's go on get. So yeah, Heinlein walks up with the axe beaks. And
Are we
you
all ready?
like the tracks are starting to get harder and harder to see as the snow blows or the wind blows them over.
Yeah, I'm still like going. Like they're getting on the mounts and everything. I'm already ahead, like tracking ahead.
Thank you, Heinlein.
Figure with these storms coming in, it's going to be a lot easier for us to keep up with the tracks. And then I'll start following Zavros.
All right. Zavros, how far ahead would you've gone?
I would say I'd probably be a good 120. Well, I mean, I was already going, and he had to walk all the way back to the speaker's house to get the mount. So that's up to you about how far I would have gotten. I'm not like hauling ass. I'm like quickly scanning the ground as I walk.
Yeah, you would be outside of vision of them at least.
Yeah.
So
But Heinlein did see the direction I was going, so maybe they see me.
And it's not too hard to
eventually.
get there. But if one of you wants to give me a survival check, we'll see how easy it is to find him.
Got a 1 to it, so if somebody else wants to do it. Shit, okay. How about Axel? Oh, is he froze?
I don't know. I just saw a caution flash on his icon in Roll20, so you might
Yeah, I
be.
think he froze.
Well,
That's okay,
we'll get that.
I'll roll then, since I got +1. Oh. I think my Roll20's froze. There it is, 15.
Nope.
15.
15. Yeah, that easy enough to follow after him. You know the general direction too, because you just kind of have to follow the lake up there. But Zavros, you come across this logging site. So there are piles of logs, pile up some of the smaller trees, and against one of these smaller trees, you see a figure laying in the snow. The snow all around him is stained with red, and you can see entrails coming out from him, where you can assume the creature backed away after it ran him into the tree.
Okay, so I'm surrounded by trees right now.
No, it's
not
pretty
at
clear
this
here.
point.
There's some smaller trees,
Okay.
and that's one of the ones he would have.
About how tall are these small trees?
They're still like 10 feet tall, but they're not as
Okay.
round. So like
Yeah.
it'd probably be like this big around, just not big enough to log yet.
Okay. Are they big enough to climb?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they kind of spaced out, or the one that it's the body's next to pretty close together? Like, is there 2 trees next to each other, or
They're pretty
one solid
sparse,
tree?
because
Pretty
it's essentially
sparse,
just the
okay.
trees that weren't big enough to log at that point. So it would just be like single trees in different areas.
He's back.
All right. I want to kind of stealth up to the body really slowly.
All right.
And it's like keeps like, do I see where do I see the angle at which this guy was like rammed into this tree?
You can see. Yes. So give me a survival check, and I can give you more information off of like footprints and blood trails
Okay.
and those kind of things.
15.
15. Yeah. So you can see that. So a little further off is where the forest continues, where they
Mhm.
haven't logged down yet. You can see the footprints. These large cleft hoofed footprints, come from the tree line, and it lined up perfectly with this tree coming from the tree line and just hit this guy right into it. You can see where the blood splatter came out and where it backed out and pulled the spurs of its antlers out of his body and pulled the entrails with it a little bit. So you can see where the moose had backed up and then turned and ran off into the woods it would have been its right from where it originally ran and then off to the woods.
All right. I am still going to stealth up
Okay. Roll a
very
stealth check
slowly
for
to his
me.
body, because I don't know if this guy's just out there just chilling, waiting for me to stand next to that tree too.
Fair enough.
That is a 10, man. That's my highest. Well, no, it's not, but a 10.
Yeah, your feet aren't as light on the snow as you want them to be. There's a lot of crunching, and it is pretty open. But you do kind of try to slowly make your way over there to, I assume, check on the body or climb the tree on whatever your choice is here.
Yeah, I'm just inspecting the body right now. When I turn, let's see. I don't know if they would have had time to catch up just yet. That's
Not
the
yet,
biggest
no.
thing. Not yet. So, if that's the case, I kind of look at the body. I kind of inspect it. I see that it's like chest cavity is probably caved in and stabbed into by the antlers, and then I like just peer off into that direction to see do I see a glint possibly out in that darkness? Maybe there's light reflecting.
Give me a perception.
17.
17. So first off, when you roll over this guy to check on him, the face is just twisted in agony, and the eyes are wide open still. As you flip him over to look at him, frost is already setting into his cold body. But you look off into the forest, see if you can catch a glimpse of any kind of features. there is the only light you have out here is the moon. It is getting fuller, so it's not awful, but you don't see anything picking up the light of the moon within its eyes or anything.
Plus, I would assume that it probably ran off deeper into
Yep.
the forest too, so it's kind of hard to.
It
Okay.
probably hit and ran because everything else is gone.
All right, it's at that point I would probably scoot up to one of the trees that's closer to the tree line, and just wait. And I'm just gonna be just sitting there with my bow and arrow drawn, looking in the direction that I saw the tracks, and
All right.
slowly just scanning back and forth, waiting for the group to catch up.
The group will catch up at this point then. Anybody with night vision as you approach, again, you would see these piles of lumber, axes and saws laying around. Most of them sheathed up because they aren't just going to leave them laying around for no reason and get them ruined. They're up in racks and things like that. And then you also see this body laying in the snow. It seems to have been flipped over it by this point. Lots of blood around and entrails coming out of him.
Nasty bit of work.
Were you able to see the thing that did this?
No, but it appears to have ran off in this direction.
Yeah, you guys would have seen Zavros coming up too, because your passive beats his stealth.
If we
My stealth
all
was pretty low.
jump on our mounts, perhaps we can catch up to it.
Well, that is one idea. How much do you love Tauntaun?
He's a good boy. But, yeah. He served me well.
Oh, that's good. I guess we could take the mounts. I just don't want it to end up like that gentleman laying over there by the tree.
I'm gonna need a fast escape, so...
Well, Choco! I call, go and get up on Choco.
All right, so we have 3 axe speaks. We have Heinlein, Orlin, and Zavros riding theirs. I assume Axel is in the cart of Zavros's. Which one is Mila riding on? It wouldn't be able to be Zavros's.
Probably Orland's.
All right. You two buddy up on there.
Because you two are gonna want to be back to far away anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so you start to head into the woods. It's a little hard going with the cart being pulled by the by Choco, because it's very dense wood. But you're able to make your way through well enough. But I do need you follow the tracks in there, but I do need a survival check from, I assume Zavros is looking for them.
Can I assist with that? Because I would have my lantern on just to see if we suddenly veer off track from the tracks.
Yeah.
We
What did we get?
14.
A 14.
They're slowly going down.
Unfortunately, with how the cart is working with your axe beak, you aren't able to follow the tracks precisely. You're like, well, maybe I can catch up with them around this corner, and eventually you lose the moose's tracks.
Damn. I think I lost it.
Can we find it again?
Yeah, so this will only eat up about an hour of your time trying to get this round of trying to find it. So at this point, it'd be about 5:30. But if you would like to attempt to find them again, feel free.
Yeah.
If nothing else, we can always go north to find the spot where they put the food down.
There's that. Or we could, perhaps stop banging on some trees and see if it, rattles anything.
Set the trap. See if it'll come to us.
It's true. While we're talking, I'm just gonna be scanning. That's better. 18.
Yeah. So you guys are offering up other suggestions on how you can find it. And Zavris kind of scans around for a second, and you pick up the tracks, these cleft hoofed tracks, a little further in the forest.
Well, whatever we decide, I think I see the tracks again. They're just right over there.
Let's keep following then, till we lose it.
All right. You begin on the path again. Zaris, can you roll me a d6?
I feel like this is a terrible roll that I'm going to do here.
This is a roll to determine whether you get
4.
A 4. So you start to
Dead.
come to this. So you start to come to a point where the forest kind of drops into a ridge. Not a ridge. It's like just like a downhill slope, not very big one, almost like a dried out riverbed sort of thing. And you start to hear crunching of branches as something large is moving through that area.
Okay, I'm going to be whispering this like I just stop. Choco. Like right there. Okay, this sounds like something quite large ahead. In this riverbed of sorts. Like, how close am I to this? Like, am I close enough to where I can, like, look over?
Yeah,
is
give me a
it-
perception to see what you can see through the trees.
Nothing. 7.
Yeah, you don't see anything. You see the crunching. You start to hear like these lower grunts.
You, I whispered to him. You guys think you can cover me?
Certainly, especially if I climb one of these trees.
All right. I start climbing off of Veld.
Would also climb out of the sled and move up next to Heinlein. Like, lantern on my side so we can both see.
I'm
That's good.
tying Choco immediately to one of the trees in case shit goes down and he bounces.
I do
All
that
right.
same thing. Same tree.
I do have a question regarding that. How does mounted combat work for this? Like, if I was to stay on Tauntaun.
So what Tauntaun would be able to do, you'd use Tauntaun's movement, which I have to double check an X-Beak's movement. It might be 40. But essentially all Tauntaun could do would be to dash, dodge, or I just looked this up for mounted
Disengage.
combat. Disengage, yep.
Yeah,
So
I've got
those are the only
mounted
actions it would
combat
take.
too.
If you wanted to actually attack, it would take your action to do so.
Mhm.
Right, but so like I won't have like a disadvantage on like an attack roll or something from being
Nope,
mounted.
it's just normal.
Cool.
I think you have to actually take a feat to get advantage or whatever from it. But yeah, it's just normal.
Gotcha.
Oh, I never knew that. And here in my head, I had this kick-ass idea of riding Choco through the trees, launching arrows on his back.
I mean, you could. It would be just a normal arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try that
So
out. That sounds
everybody, because we're moving around quite a bit, getting into position, I need stealth checks unless you're not trying to stealth.
I
Yeah, I
need.
mean, roll
I'm hoping they're gonna stealth. I'm trying not to be.
Okay, so
stealthy.
you're trying to get his attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think with my lantern lit, I have any possibility of stealthing.
Yeah. Oh.
Did not go well.
Y'all.
Oh no.
cool. Roll the freaking
Look.
man. What is going on?
Okay.
That's like I got a plus. I ain't gonna tell you, but I got a high number on that.
I feel like Tauntaun is like kind of scared or something. They're making some noise.
Let me see what this big dumb idiot can do. Yeah.
It's not used to having double riders.
Like as soon as everybody starts trying to get off their axe beaks and out of the carts, and you just hear crunch, crunch, crunch as you're all like stepping on branches and snow, and you hear the thing stop, and then you just hear this crashing as it's running through the trees. Everybody give me perception checks.
I feel like I would just yell run.
Yes, 19.
18.
Here we go.
15.
Yeah. It's like you can tell
6.
it's running away from you. And everybody but Zavris sees flashes of brown as this thing runs away.
Hmm.
Did you see that, Brown? Do you think maybe it pooped itself and just didn't clean very well?
It's just clearly just a regular moose.
Yes. not the creature we are looking for.
No, it is not.
What?
Well,
That is not the moose you're looking for.
Perhaps.
no moose.
So we could either try setting the trap here for it or going to the feeding spot. Sacrifice location.
Well, guess it's worth a look to go check out the sacrifice spot. That or I can just set the trap here in this ravine and cover it full of branches.
Hey, Mila,
Yeah.
can you just flicker on your lamp for a minute?
Yep, sure. I'll pull it off, and I'll relight it.
As soon as the lantern is lit, it starts going white and then shifts to green.
You think maybe the Chewingas misled us here?
Which is possible.
I mean, they could have, but I mean, we followed moose tracks to a moose.
Perhaps the Chewingas are possessing the animals of the forest, which is why they're seen different each time.
I mean,
Question,
that's...
can Chewingas make changes like illusions?
Not that I'm aware of.
Just a curious thought.
They're just cute little tricksy little creatures. They don't possess people. They don't turn into other things. Don't think they can create tracks that lead you right to another animal. But I mean, if we want to try and see where these Chewingas are, just to rule it out, that could be a possibility since we lost the tracks.
If there are Chewingas here, then I think it's our best lead.
All right, well, it does it within 300 feet, so I mean, we could just go slow and keep an eye out.
No such thing as a coincidence.
Alright, so what is
Other
the
than-
plan?
Should we just
Are,
head... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, are these Chewingas, do we need anything special to see them? Are they always visible? Can they turn invisible? If they are little trickster spirits, feels like they would be very good at hiding.
Would I know that about Chewingas? I don't remember what I rolled when I rolled
I
Chewingas.
forget if Orlin checked as well, but I think both of you would know that they are visible. They can, like, do short teleports, but they are visible. It's not like you need magic to see them or anything.
They're visible. They can do like short teleports. They're little small things. They might be hard to see like in the snow. Maybe they got stuck in the snow. But they're not invisible. They can't go.
Right, humor me. Zavros, put your trap down. Anyone have an axe?
They have a hand axe.
Perfect. How about you go ahead and give that tree a few smacks?
I'm gonna go put this
Okie
trap
dokie.
down.
I'll wait until Zavros has the trap set.
All right.
Do a survival check to see how well you can place this trap. And
Nat
cover it up.
20.
Yeah, you don't even know the trap's
Nice.
there. But you do.
Oh no!
Where'd it go? You didn't know
I
where
just
it
wanna-
was.
So I set the trap, but I can't seem to find it anymore.
All right, so the trap is set.
I will then find a sturdy-looking tree and go at it with my hand axe.
All right. Give me a persuasion check. We'll give it at advantage because it's a weird roll.
You speak
Try
tree.
and you're essentially trying to seduce this white moose to coming to you by hitting this tree, from what I understand.
Yep.
Maybe seduced isn't the right word, but
16?
all right.
Come, baby. Come and see.
Alrighty. Um, roll a d6 for me, please.
Okay.
I feel like this D6 you're getting us to roll is what effect that the Chewingas are gonna fuck with us with.
5.
As soon as you hit this tree, from behind it comes rushing out a hare. A snowshoe hare, so it's completely white and just darts off into the woods. And then after it comes running a red fox that must have been trying to track it, and you guys scared it away. And it runs right into this bear trap and snaps and just destroys this fox.
What the
It's so small.
No!
Dinner.
Does anybody want fox for dinner?
We
I just
shall
like
not
look at
waste.
everyone with my mouth agape, like,
Your trap worked.
for the unintended targets. Oh
I
well.
think maybe if that fox would have seen the trap a little bit easier, it might not have gone into it.
Oh. I just walk over there. It's been one of those days.
You
Crack
look
the
up
trap
and
open.
about.
I would like to get that rabbit's foot.
Rabbit's foot or the fox's foot? Because the fox is the thing that died.
The rabbit was the one that was lucky.
Oh, that is true. I forget the weird stuff that you all believe here.
So, the sacrifice location then.
I think that might be the best course of action now.
Hmm.
At least
Walk up to
Yeah.
Orlin. Here's your fox.
And I'll keep this lantern lit. Keep an eye out for the Chewinga, see if it goes off.
It's staying green at this point, so they are still somewhere around here.
Can I look around for these little creatures?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
It's a 7.
I mean, yeah, you try and look for them, but you're not entirely sure what to look for. You know that they're very small, so it's gonna be hard to find. But yeah, you can keep your eyes peeled as you go. What is the plan to find this sacrifice pit showground?
we know that it's to the north.
You assume it wouldn't be too
Well,
far
and I
away
feel
from
like it
probably
would-
the logging site.
Yeah, and there should be a pretty well developed path to it if they're going there once a month, right?
Maso Menos.
I mean, yeah, but going back to the logging site would probably be a good place to start since we're just kind of out in the middle of the random woods.
If Stavros wants to do a survival check with advantage to try and find your way back, so you kind of weave through this woods a little bit. It wouldn't be too hard because your tracks are pretty. Yeah. So you get back to the logging site, and you do see there's like a smaller path off to the side that leads to an opening where you can assume that's where they leave the sacrifices at.
Has my lantern changed colors? It's still green.
Still green.
Can I make another perception check at the camp to see if I can see
Let
them?
me double check if it's perception just to be
Okay.
sure. Survival. I need a survival check from you.
Well, it does. It's the same.
Same modifier.
It's the same modifier. It's
Okay.
a 12.
Yeah, you aren't seeing any signs of them yet. You're like trying to lift up like lower hanging branches to see if there's anything under there. Not quite.
Hello,
picking up
little
anything.
Chewingas. You want to come out and play?
Is anybody else looking for anything here at the site? You would know that there wouldn't be much here currently because it's 5 days until the new moon. Like on the 5th day is the new moon. So it would have been a while that the last sacrifice would have been placed here.
I'll start ritually casting detect magic.
Anybody else want to do anything?
While he's doing that, I'll work with Zavros. I also have a hunting trap. If we're going to try and lure the thing here, get like 2 different trap locations, depending if it's coming from different directions.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to set up more traps, feel free to do so with a survival check.
Yeah. I'm so depressed about that fox.
Yeah, Zavros, you've been having a hard day, so you kind of just throw your trap down and pull it open, and it's just fully sitting on top of the snow. But Axel does a little bit better job of trying to hide his. Anybody, Heinlein doing anything? Zavros and Axel doing anything else? Or
I'll
Mila?
just like pull out a ration, start eating something while we wait.
Okay.
'Cause it's fucking cold.
Very true.
If it's close enough, is it close enough that I could go back and get one of the actual logging axes, or is that too far
Yeah.
away?
Yeah, it's close enough.
I'm going to get one of those if that's going to be part of our plan to see if that makes a difference as opposed to my little hand axe.
All right.
I want to look for like a rock, like like a not like a small rock, but like I guess a baseball sized rock or piece of wood.
Do a perception.
Oh, because I'm so good at seeing. 9.
Yeah, I mean, you can find it's not quite baseball-sized rock. A little bit bigger than that, so it'd be a little harder to throw if that's what you're doing. I don't know.
No, I was gonna cast prestidigitation on it to make it a warming rock.
I mean, yeah, it's probably like this big.
That's too big to just kind of carry, right?
Fair enough. So Orlin, you cast your ritually cast detect magic. You don't immediately get anything off it. There doesn't seem to be anything magical around here. I assume you were looking for Chewingo with it.
Yeah.
Would be the only thing I could think you were doing. But yeah, you don't see any.
Kind of walk around the perimeter for the 10 minutes it's up. Just kind of trying to sense anything. And if I still don't get anything, not sensing anything.
Yeah, just
Well,
the bitter wind kind of cutting into this opening in the tree line and then going back out.
I'll like take the protecting casing off of the axe. Do we want to try to spook the creature back here again?
what if you tried cutting the tree all the way down?
Can I try and do it this time? That looked like fun.
What?
What happens if it charges you?
I cast mage armor on myself.
All right, you cast mage armor.
I'm gonna jump back onto Tauntaun.
I'll do the same.
Yeah,
Choco.
I'll hand the logging axe to Mila then.
All right. So is this how you hold it?
Well, yes. I mean, I am not a logger, but it will work.
All right. She's gonna hit the tree a couple of times.
Let me check something with Mila here. Mila, could you give me a strength check? You -1 modifier, you.
Just watching how Dyto's doing it makes Heinlein like, oh, this is not good form.
You struggle to lift it up, and you kind of swing it downwards, and it kind of lightly thumps into the tree. Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh no.
9.
Yeah, you let it kind of. You listen. Just the cold echoes of the night.
So it's getting colder, and we've been out here for a while. So I think after watching that attempt at us trying to get something going on, what exactly do we think attracts this creature? What are we supposing? We've thought perhaps logging.
Loggers.
Is it because loggers are the only ones out here?
Could be.
That's what I'm curious is, do we think it actually has anything to do with logging? Do we think it has anything to do with isolation, easy targets to hunt? Do we think it has anything to do with... And I, looking over at that man who's still freezing and dead, it seems as though it kind of got him with a surprise hit, and there was only 2 of them, well after all the loggers came back. So I just don't know if it's... do we know if he's going to hunt only once a day? Do we know... He clearly hasn't eaten the guy, really. He just killed him.
Looks like he's just killing things. Which is weird that's happening around the ritual little sacrifice thing once a month. Seems kind of a really messed up way to... Oh, thanks for the sacrifice. Here's a beast for you to get killed from. Great God in this land. Great God.
I think perhaps here. I think the rest of you might hide, and then I'll stand over by these trees. And it might think I'm just an easy target because I'm off by myself. And then perhaps we can at least get some other ideas generated. So as long as y'all have me covered, and I'll take the logging axe from Mila, and I'll swing at it with better form. When you guys,
that's how you do it.
You need leverage on it.
See, that's what happens when you don't have that kind.
Yeah, everybody give me stealth checks except for Heinlein, if you're trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave my lantern with Heinlein.
Stealth is not with us today.
I got a
Dude,
17.
our rolls have like...
I'm gonna turn
been all over the place.
I'm gonna turn my lantern off because I don't want to burn out all of the oil.
And
You were
then-
holding a lantern and got a higher stealth than everybody.
I turned it off before
It's because she
stealth.
turned it off. That's what got her the higher
Because it-
spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the rest of you have axe speaks with you too, so they're probably
Yeah.
Chorlin. Heinlein, give me a persuasion check.
18.
18. You get a really good thump against this tree, and it rings out clear along the forest, and it's to a point where it startles some birds out of trees.
Mhm.
But you don't get anything charging you. You don't know if it's just that it's smarter than that, or if it's not in this area anymore.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give it a good wait. I'll hit it once or twice more. Give it a good wait. Listen out. All right. I don't think. And I look over to see where everyone's hiding, and I can see them all because my passive perception is better than all of their stealths, except for Mila. I'm like, you. Oh, okay. You guys can come up from behind those spots there. I don't think it's coming.
Axel's standing behind a 3-foot tall tree, just with another tree branch in front of his face, just you were able to see me? You have very good eyes.
It's strange. Even in the dark, I could see at least where each of your silhouettes were.
Very impressive.
I don't know if you were too eager to fight this thing or what, but regardless, I'm not too sure it's even in this area anymore.
Well, we can take another little bit of time and look around, see if we can pick up its tracks again, or go back to the entrails where it started and try following those tracks again.
How long have we been out here?
A little over an hour and a half at this point.
Okay.
Is it okay if I had looked one last time over at her lantern before she had turned it off?
Yeah,
It was still green.
Yeah, it doesn't waver at all, but it was still green.
Yeah, it was green before I turned it off.
I want to try one last thing.
All right.
All right, Chewingas, we know you're out there. Coming out, have a conversation with us. Tell us what you want, because we know you want something. This is your best chance to get it. Willing to listen.
Give me a persuasion check.
Or fuck.
Yeah, you don't hear anything in response.
Rolls are so bad tonight.
You know, I tried that when we first got here. They didn't come out either.
Yeah. Perhaps this is a sign we should go rest up for the night. Maybe it'll stumble across our camp. If we choose to make one. Not just head back to town.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. All my stuff is back at the speaker's house.
Okay.
I don't
Down
have
it
my
is.
tent or anything.
All right. So are we heading back? No more check-in tonight?
I think so. I think that seems to be the consensus.
I'm gonna before we leave. I am gonna order a challenge out into the forescape. All right, Beast. I don't know where you're at in there, but I'll let you know the minute that we come across each other. I will be taking you out. And that's about it.
I
Just
assume
letting it know.
You know what? The worst that can happen is that I can't find nothing. I'll take a look. See if I can find some tracks real quick.
You're gonna look
That's
for some moose tracks?
yeah.
All
What
right,
is
do a
this, survival?
survival check, yeah.
This isn't gonna go well. 2.
Yeah, you like lift up the same leaves you were already looking under for the chewingas, see if maybe there was a moose track instead. No, there's
These rolls.
nothing.
Roll 20 is hating us tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I assume you pick up your traps. Savras, give me one more survival check as you go to pick up your trap.
Cut my own hand off. It's gonna be awesome. 10. Did I keep my phalanges?
You know, you pick up the trap fine. I'm trying to throw you guys a bone to find this damn moose. All right, yeah. So
There are no bones.
Roll 20 has decided.
You pick up your trap just fine. You guys can head back to speaker huddles. And I think we need to take a break at this point.
Everybody
Recuperate.
refresh roll 20.
Let roll 20 kind of chill out for
Mine
a
was
second.
doing fine. I
Yeah.
don't know about you guys.
Maybe the second half will go a little bit better on our hunt for the white moose. Thank you guys so much for joining us this far. Be sure to go take your break, walk around, get some water and stuff, and be sure to follow all these kids on their various social medias while you're doing so if you haven't already. And we'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. We're back with the second half of Icewind Dale, Rime the Frostmaiden. In our first half, our party was hunting for a white moose that had just killed again, and were pretty unsuccessful. I mean, they were able to track it for a little bit, so maybe they'll be able to continue to track it. The current idea was to head back, but I think we have a few other options before we do so. Heinlein, do you want to do yours first?
We should Axel, I'm unsure how you feel about this, but I'm thinking we should at least take the body back with us.
That's what I was thinking as well.
But I suppose the easiest way to do that is for Axel to carry it on the sled.
That is all right. I'll take like the blanket from my bedroll essentially, and like wrap the body in that, and then I mean, I don't know how much room is in the sled, but then probably have to like hold it, cradle it as we're going back to town.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Yeah, you could do that and head back to town. Are you heading straight to the speaker's house, or what's the plan?
Is
I
there
think we
like
should.
an area to bring the dead to? Would we know, like a morgue? I know that's. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I think we should go to the speaker because I think they would have the best. I think they have the best idea of what to do with it, and we wouldn't be like going to the bar where 1,000 people are going to look at the guy's body.
Yeah, so you can bring it to the speaker. I don't even know why I put this music on because we're going back to town. Yeah. So you knock on her door. Oh, you're back so soon? Did you kill it already?
No, ma'am. We lost track of it.
Oh, that's That's a damn shame. What can I do for you? Are you coming in for the night, or?
Well, ma'am, I think that's our plan, but I think a little bit more pressing. We have a young man who was murdered by the thing near the loggers camp.
Well, we got another one, did he?
This is kind of what set off the hunt for it in the first place, but we just didn't want to leave his body out there.
This is very kind of you. It's more than most people would do.
So what should we be doing with him?
If you take him, there's a small inlet in the forest a little north of here, by the Lucky Liar. I'll point it out on the map for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can take him there. We can't bury our dead with the ground being frozen and all, but we can make sure his body's taken care of.
All right.
I've got this. I'll go grab the reins of the sled or whatever it's laying on and start dragging it.
It would be Zavros's axe beak is pulling the cart, or the sled that's in.
Just load him up, and I guess we'll go take care of it.
I'll. Don't worry, Zavros. I'll throw him on the back of Tauntaun then.
Yeah, you put him on Tauntaun and walk Tauntaun over there. And I assume the rest of you are going to go inside the speaker's house then?
I'll keep an eye out. The direction Orland's going.
Is Axel going to be able to fit into the speakers?
Yes, it is built for people. It just has like some halfling furniture. So he'd be able to fit. It is a squeeze, but he's able to get in there. Let's go with Orland then up to the place where they're keeping the bodies at.
Is there like an obvious like shack or something they're put into? Like, I don't know what the setup's like. They just kind of
yeah, so up here there's a building. She would have described it to you as one of the ones that has the sorry, I know. Has has a couple dragons carved into it. And there is a guy there that will be able to take the body from you.
Okay. Was he on the outside of the building or like the inside?
Inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get up there and I'll look at him and say, we have one from the forest, I believe a logger, felled by the beast.
Oh, I got another one, did he? We'll bring him over. I can bring him to the back, and
Is there a room where I can inspect him? I want to see what the wounds were caused by exactly. We have mixed reports of different types of creatures. Some say it has horns, some claws.
Well, I suppose so. We got a little prepping room back here. You can come look at them on the table. He'll lead you to the back, or you can put William's body up on this table and unwrap him and look him over if you like.
Yeah, I wanna. What does he look like? Like his injuries? Are they chest wounds?
If you give me a medicine check, I can give you how much. I mean, you're gonna get surface detail no matter what. It's just how much detail you'll get.
Yeah. All right, gonna pull up my character sheet again.
$21. Yeah, you're so right off the bat, you can tell where he got hit initially. There's like all the ribs are collapsed in. You can see where like blood was forced from where he got hit up to his face and away from that area, as well as some puncture wounds in the body. And it seemed like whatever it had attacked him had pinned him against this tree and crushed him it also kind of grinded a little bit. So you can see where on the back where it kind of grinded against the tree, and where some of the other points on these antlers would have scraped into them.
Looking like over my shoulder, is this guy watching over me, or did he go back to whatever he was doing?
He's in the room with you. He's not necessarily right up with the body. I mean, really only his job is to make sure there's somewhere for the body to be until they take care of it.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my small knife from my inventory and start to like cut near the punctures and just see if there's any fragmentations of horn or anything in there.
Yeah, with that 21, you kind of cut in there a little bit, and you're able to get a little piece of something that appears to be horn-like or antler-like.
And this puncture that I just cut into, where exactly on the body is it? Sorry.
It would have been like right here at the bottom of the ribs.
Okay. Trying to think of what's near there. Would that be like, are kidneys near there? I don't fucking know anatomy. Orlin would.
Liver.
Liver?
Liver and intestines.
It's a little big. I'm gonna try to cut out the liver.
You're gonna have to give me a check on that one, though. He is in the room. He's not paying a ton of attention, but enough that if you try to cut somebody's liver out, you'll probably notice.
Okay. Damn it.
Oh. Wait, I thought you were just checking it over, not stealing from him. What are you doing?
I hold up one of the splinters of antler. Just cutting these out. Could be a needed clue. Alright then. Oh, I'll just be on my way.
Alright, you do that. Bring any more in if you find them, I suppose. And you'll start wrapping up William to bring him to the back.
Since he's taking time to go do that, excuse me, sorry, I think I'm like patting down some stuff. I think I forgot a pouch when I was inside the Lucky Liar. So I'm gonna go back and get that.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the Lucky Liar, and I'm gonna look for the dwarf that came in, who was with William. Vomum, is that his name?
Yeah, Vomum is the dwarf that busted in. Yeah, he is there at the bar, drinking with the other dwarf that Zavros had talked to.
I'm gonna sit down with him on the other side, and I'll get an ale, and I'll get one for him too.
So thank you very kindly, young man.
How much was that?
8 copper per ale.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so yeah. Sorry to hear about your friend.
I mean, it's not much to do with him anymore. He's good as dead, from what I know.
Yeah. My friends and I went out and retrieved the body.
Oh, that's very, very kind of you, sir. You don't sound like you're from the Dale.
No.
Don't mind me saying.
No, that's correct. I'm not from around here. Come from
we were
southeast.
Yeah, we were just staying behind a little longer to get things cleared up when the thing came out to the trees. That white moose came out of the trees and just pinned him against that one of the smaller trees in the area.
Yeah, well, you were just cleaning up.
Yeah, making sure all the axes were put away for the day and all the logs where they need to be. Didn't have much left to do, but we're a little late coming out of the forest. Didn't hear everybody else leaving, so.
What can you? I was gonna wonder, will you be able to tell me about the situation before you guys got attacked? But I suppose it was just cleaning up.
Yeah,
Nothing
just
too strange
cleaning up
going on.
Normal. Well, I was about to say day, but dark as the Dickens out there. So, whatever you want to call this hell we live in.
Yeah, I just figure it's always night. It's a little bit easier on myself to not worry about whether it's day or night. It's all dark to me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we were out there. We were trying to look for it for a bit. Couldn't really find it. We found some tracks, but didn't really lead us to much. So we were just trying to figure out. I was just trying to wonder if there was anything strange that was going on that beforehand that you might be able to help. Any kind of clues that might, bring us to like something strange that might have happened, something different you might have been doing, or do you think
Not that
anything
I can
at all?
think of. No, I mean, to be honest, nothing had changed when the attack started. They just started happening about 8 months ago or so. Not sure what caused them.
And nothing, each of the during today, anything strange out there today, any different?
Not that I could tell from where I was, no.
Well, all right. Well, like I said, we brought your friend's body back. We brought it to where the speaker told us to bring it. Well, thanks for letting me in on that stuff. I know it must have been a terrifying situation.
I won't be going out there anytime soon, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that's for the best. Me and my friends here are actually here to hunt this thing down. So we'll be out there tomorrow looking for it. All right, well, I guess for now, y'all can just relax and take a few days off.
I'm sure everybody else will be out there again, but I won't be for sure.
All right, I'll finish my drink. Put down 2 copper or 4 copper as my tip, and then I'll just excuse myself.
All right.
I'm gonna actually head back to the forest, not the logging area, but to go check on the satchel to make sure it's still there.
Yeah. You head over to where you had buried the satchel and just know the best you could. And it seems undisturbed. I don't know if you tried to dig it up at all, but that area seems undisturbed.
Seemed undisturbed, and all the stuff is in the tree still.
Yep.
Sorry. I think a different spider moved into my house, and he's getting real close. Okay. Okay. As long as that's the case, I think I'm good with that. I figured, more people. I don't know what's going to go on with the spirit. So, all right. Then I'll head back.
All right. Orlin, you were leaving the quote-unquote morgue. It's not truly a morgue, but you would see Heinlein heading out of the forest back. I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to do before you headed back, or...
No. I'll just head back.
All right, cool.
Heinlein.
Hello.
Managed to pick this out of the body.
So, suppose that at least means that we're on the right track with some kind of moose creature or something.
Right.
And you guys can head back to the speaker's house. Was there anything the 3 that stayed back would have liked to have discussed?
I was out on the porch eating ginger snaps.
Yep, she would have had plenty of ginger snaps for everybody.
Well, I was eating the ones that she bagged up for us.
Okay, that too. All right. Does anybody want to discuss anything during the evening, or what do we think?
After everybody goes to sleep, I want to do something.
Okay, we'll hold that just to make sure nobody else wants to do anything before sleep. Does anybody have anything?
No, just going to sleep.
All right, Mila, what is it that you would like to do while everybody is sleeping?
Yeah. I want to go up to Axel wherever he decided to sleep in this attic.
Yeah, he would have probably had to sleep on the floor just because of how big he is.
I'm going to poke him and use my telepathic speech. Are you awake?
No. What are you, what? And I'm saying all of this aloud. Why are you waking me up? Why?
It's been a rough couple of days. Do you mind if I sleep with you tonight?
I mean, I guess that is okay. I'm on the floor, though. Floor is not the most comfortable.
I've slept on worse.
Okay. And I just, like, roll over and go back to sleep.
And then Mila will, like, curl up into him because he's massive and she's small.
Alright. As the party rests in the fairly warm house of the Speaker of Lonelywood, we come to dawn. You guys get your full rest, and you wake up in the morning and you smell some kind of meats roasting on the
fire?
over a fire downstairs.
Are there chestnuts also?
No chestnuts.
Oh, no
But
chestnuts
meats
roasting.
and it would just be meats, yeah. Well, I've got a big breakfast for all my big hunters. If you want to come down and eat, I got some venison down here, some sausage, venison sausage. I should have said all in one word.
Sounds delicious.
I'll try some of that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You guys get plenty to eat for breakfast, and drinks. And unless you have anything to talk about, we can head back out to the forest. Hopefully get you on the trail for this moosh. So what is it you do when you get out there? It's easy enough to get back to the logging camp if that's where you want to start from. There are people actually out here working at this point, so there's people cutting down trees and the like.
Maybe we should start something a little farther out. Maybe not where there aren't as many people around.
I'm sorry, you probably just said this. Are the loggers already working?
Yes, they are working this.
Perhaps
Everybody's out here working except for the one dwarf that you know came in to tell everybody.
perhaps we should stick around the workers, since they are often attacked.
Well, the one was just attacked kind of alone. Nobody else was here. I'm wondering if they're picking off ones that might venture out a little too far, all by themselves or in a pairing.
We
Not
can also
just
try
at
to
the
see if
camp
they could
itself.
pinpoint exactly where they leave the food.
I'll walk up to one of the miners. Excuse me, could you point me in the direction where you guys usually leave your food for the sacrifice to Ariel?
Just in that clearing over there, not too far off from the camp itself.
Thank you very much. He said it's over in that clearing over there.
Were we in
Yeah,
that clearing?
no.
I just wanted to clarify that last
Yep,
night.
it was the clearing you guys were
Yeah.
in last night.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I
okay.
thought we went there.
Yeah, I was just like mostly trying to clarify that.
Yep, no worries.
To the same guy, So do these attacks from this white beast only happen in small groups, or has ever a large group witnessed them?
From what I hear, it's smaller groups. It usually just comes in and takes care of one or two people and heads back out before anybody can do anything about it.
So perhaps we should stick near the loggers, but then, keep our distance enough from them so that we might be confused as them.
Are you making this plan with me? I don't
No,
know
sorry,
what you're.
you're not involved.
Oh, okay.
Might
I mean,
work.
there are 5 of us, so that might be a little too many for them to.
We could split up.
Because that's always a good idea.
Well, if it's only gonna hunt small numbers,
No, I
it's
think
choice.
that's the same idea I was thinking.
Especially if one or two of us were on our axe beaks. If it attacked one of us, we could easily dash away, possibly, to get the others. If it ever became too much of a hassle. Make for a quick escape and a quick arrival.
Alright, well. How do we want to divide this up then?
Perhaps a frontliner and a caster on each. Zavros is, I don't know, flip a coin.
We could always have Zavros be in the trees in between.
Between.
Ooh, that sounds wonderful. That way, if one group shouts out, I'll be able to hear it. If they don't, and I can relay the shout.
How far apart do we want to be from each other? $50, $60, $100
I'm sure these loggers are within range, usually of, I can't see them being too close together if they're knocking down trees, so we may have to go further than 60.
I think we could always be 80 or 90.
Are we all taking our mounts?
I think perhaps maybe we shouldn't.
Especially if I'm going to be in a tree.
I don't have a mount to take. Axel doesn't either.
On foot then.
Guess we start hoofing it.
I guess I'll go with Axel then.
Alright, so it sounds like Highland and Orland are together, Axel and Mealer are together, and Zavros is going in his own direction up a tree.
Yeah, I'll be kind of going in the thick of the woods. Are the trees pretty close enough to where I could go from one to the next? Yeah.
Yeah, it would require some checks, and won't be.
Oh, let's do it.
Super
See if
easy.
I break my leg.
Yeah, sure. All right. So, what are the two ground groups doing as they go through the forest? I'll check in with Zavros in a second here. I want to see what you guys are doing. And you're 90 feet apart or so you're out of dark range distance, is what you're thinking? Okay, dark vision distance.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Axel. So, I'm going to try and keep this up for as long as I can. We can talk in our heads, so we don't have to talk out loud. Unless we absolutely have to.
What is bad about talking out loud?
I mean, we want to find this thing. We don't want this thing to find us. I almost died yesterday. Day before. I'd rather not be mauled by a moose.
I thought the plan was that it was going to be coming to us. I thought we wanted it to hunt us. That was my understanding.
I mean, if we want to make a lot of noise, I can do that too. I just don't want to almost die again.
My understanding was we were going to pretend to be loggers. I was going to hit the tree with the hand axe, and then we wait to see if the creature comes to us. And if it comes to the others, we run over there and then we attack it.
I mean, I would prefer if it went to the others. But that's just me being selfish.
Okay.
Alright, so it sounds like you're going to do the axe thing. Heinlein and Orlin, what are you guys doing on your side?
Well, I'm not going to be very good with searching because it's dark out. Got any plans to like lure it in? You know, we can always try that. Whether that's me hitting on some trees, whether that's me talking about how I'm out here by myself. I'm not real sure. I'm not much of the hunter. I would think probably should have asked Zavros that before we came out here by ourselves, but...
Right. Yeah, I'm not too much of a tracker. That's why I often team up with Zavros. I guess our best bet is to try to get it to come to us.
Are you able to, this is gonna be really,
Oh, look at it.
are you, gonna be, what if, now here's an idea. What if you tried setting one of the trees on fire?
I've been contemplating that, yes.
I know that's not great for the forest as a whole, but I know how cold it is. It might be easy to contain.
Right, it shouldn't spread too much. My only fear is that it might scare the beast, but perhaps not. I can give it a shot. I'll cast Create Bonfire on one of the... Start with like a smaller tree.
Okay.
Does the fire talk to him when he does that?
No. Alright, and Zaris, you are climbing up a tree, correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it all crazy too. Like I'm gonna try and run up it and like grab limbs and scurry up it real quick.
Alright, give me an acrobatics or athletics check.
Gonna be that Aki
Oh no.
for a 7. A fall.
You're like, okay, I'm gonna climb this thing easy. You run at it, grab the first branch, and it snaps, and you slide back down the tree.
I'm gonna take a step back and roll my wrists up. Or not my wrists. I'm gonna roll the wrist up. I'm gonna roll my sleeves up and roll my hands together and like get down into a good running start position and just book it back towards the tree. See if I can climb back up this tree.
Another check.
Man, this thing hates me, dude.
Your gods, ever. It's hard, but you're able to slowly make your way up the tree.
Oh God.
All right, so we have people hitting a tree with an axe. We have one setting a tree on fire, and another struggling his way up a tree.
Once I got up the tree, there was one thing I wanted to do.
He gets
yeah,
up the tree. That's the tree we ended up setting on fire.
Yeah. No, when you did that, I was like, Zavros gonna be in that fucking tree. He's like, what are you doing?
That's what I'm gonna do.
As I look around, do I see like any birds in the forest that are nearby? With my
Give me
dark vision.
a d20, just a luck check.
Okay. Watch me roll good on this. A 2. Nothing good.
With all the scrambling you were doing to try and get up that tree, you scared the majority of the birds away. Yeah.
Ah, shit. You know, it probably would have been smart to ask one of them if they'd seen this thing wandering the woods.
All right. So,
Oh, well.
are you just watching them up in the tree, or are you watching anything else?
I'm kind of scanning everything, but kind of look glancing every now and then at them to see, like, in case something happens, I can relay the information to the other. But I'm kind of looking at everything, maybe see if something flutters away
So
out in the
you
distance.
give me a survival check. Orlin, give me intimidation, and Axel, give me persuasion.
22.
Before he hits the tree, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
Okay. Oh boy, howdy! So Zavras, so you light this tree on fire, and you've got a tree that's on fire, bud. It starts crackling, and it's warm, so that's
Is
good.
it working?
Axel, you smash this tree with the axe, and do you keep chopping as you don't get anything right away?
I don't think so because I don't really want to chop down this tree
Okay.
just because I don't want to fuck up the rest of the logging in this area.
Yeah, you hit the tree, and it echoes amongst the other trees, but you don't hear or see anything. But Zavras, as you're scanning the area and trying to keep an eye on these two, you off in the distance, just out of your dark vision range, you see a figure moving through the trees.
Like under the trees?
Yeah,
Or is it in the
past-
trees? Okay, I was
Yeah,
like,
like-
is this fucker moving in the trees with me?
Yeah, no, it's not on eye level with you. It's down below you.
Okay. Alright, can I make out what this figure is?
You're gonna make out with this figure? Not from
No,
here.
what the figure is.
Not from
I
here.
don't want to make out. Come here, figure of the night. Give
Yeah,
me
we're
a
trying to
kiss.
seduce it, remember?
Oh,
So
that's right.
So if that's the case, I would like try to see, I would look at both of the groups and kind of like get their attention like, oh, I see something moving around in the forest.
They're much
Yeah.
further away than that little whisper
Oh,
would get to.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Damn. I'm just gonna move on ahead then, just a little bit, not far, like
Through
to
the
the
trees?
next tree. Yeah, like
Acrobatics.
stealth. Yeah, stealthily, acrobatically. Here you go. 10.
A stealth check. Yeah, you're like
There you go.
you're still a little cautious from how you're able to get up this tree. But you like kind of hop to the next branch, and you're able to like grab it so it doesn't keep shaking when you hit. And you're able to get a little bit closer to this thing, and you see below you this white moose moving through the trees. It's got blood stained all over its coat and its hide. You can see like blood and gore in its antlers, and these pure red eyes as it scans the forest.
Okay, I'm gonna draw my bow back and aim at it.
Alright.
And right before I let go, I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs as I let this arrow go, I found it! Just like shoot the fucking arrow.
Alright, shoot the arrow.
So it's just a third. Yeah, it's 13 plus 2, so 15.
It'd be a surprise because it doesn't know you're there.
Oh,
So I mean, it
okay.
would have hit anyway. So roll damage.
5.
5 damage this thing. Alright, and then I am going to need initiative from everybody. Let me clear this out quick. Just go ahead and roll it. I have your tokens.
Oh,
17, yes.
I got a 6.
no, it makes sense, Zavros. You just went, so
Yeah.
11 for Mila. I'm not gonna put in epic music yet because we're not entirely sure what's going on with everybody. Because Zavros is the only one that can see him currently. Why is there 2 of everybody?
Thing's gonna headbutt the tree. I'm gonna fall off the tree and it's gonna stomp a mud hole into my ass.
Sorry, I have double of people and I don't know why. And then got a 9. Who's left? Axel with a 19. And this thing hasn't rolled yet. Oh boy, howdy. Yeah. So, Axel, you hear off in the distance in the trees, Zavros yells, found it! What do you do?
I think I just immediately start booking it towards where I hear Zavros. Full dash if I need to.
Yeah, it would end up being full dash because you're kind of going at a diagonal. And give me. Do you have a lantern out, or did Mila have the lantern?
I would have the lantern just because I know Mila has dark vision.
All right, give me a perception check.
Okie dokie. 7.
You don't see anything, but you hear crashing as something starts running away from you. Zavros, you see this moose just take off.
Away?
Away, yep.
Motherfucker, dude.
It gets out of your line of sight here. So, next up is Orlin. You also hear this crashing through the trees after Zavros yells that he found it. But I keep adding S's with Zavros because it's so many sounds in Zavros' name.
We found it, precious.
Sounds like we've got it, Heinlein. Let's go. I'll turn, start running, and as I run, I'll bite the cork off my bottle and put my hand under it and start boiling it again and drink it down. Casting False Life. Ooh, max roll.
And you start running towards this noise. You wouldn't be able to full dash if you're doing False Life, correct?
Yeah, I'm not full dashing. I'm just
okay. Cool.
30 feet.
Mila, your Goliath just ran off into the forest. He's 60 feet, so you can see him.
I'm gonna run with him. Don't leave me behind.
Yeah, you're able to catch up to him.
Can I see Zavros at this point?
Give me a perception.
$10.
You wouldn't know exactly where he is, no. Just because he did roll very well in his stealth.
Alright.
And you didn't know where he came from or where he went. So that normally wouldn't be a problem, but as of right now, you don't know where he is. Heinlein.
I pull out a torch real quick, light it on the tree, and then I start running forward as well. Because I will not be able to see while running otherwise.
Alright.
That's about it. I start running forward towards where I can.
Zavros.
Chasing after.
It is out of your line of sight currently.
I'm going to be shouting, "Follow my voice," as I full dash out of this tree. No, I don't know how to do that, so I would have to get out of the tree. I'd have to jump out of the tree, and then run in the direction I last saw
You
it
could
heading.
climb down using... You could either jump down, which you'd probably take some damage unless you did a good acrobatics check, or you could climb down, which would be your movement for this turn.
I want to jump
But then
down.
you could dash after.
Wait, I could dash.
If you jumped, I would give you your full movement and dash, but you have to make a good acrobatics check.
Okay, I'll try that. I'll risk it for the biscuit.
Okay, go for it. Acrobatics.
One, dive off into the snow. Kill me. Dude, all of my +5s are rolling shit. All of my other ones are rolling well. So it makes no sense.
Zavros, you jump and you hit the ground, and the snow kind of gives away, so you weren't ready for it to be a little bit extra of falling, and you end up taking 5 falling damage, so not a ton, because could have been worse. But you don't have your dash anymore. You just have your normal movement.
Yeah, and I gotta stand up, so I can only run, I think.
You didn't go prone. You just you tried to do the
Like jarred
superhero
my
landing
knees
and
real
popped
bad.
your knees. Yeah.
Yes. So then I would just run 30 foot ahead.
All right. Give me a survival check to see if you can keep.
Because I did hit it, so I'm
Yeah.
wondering if maybe I could see the
Blood
frantic,
trail or
s-
something.
the blood trail or like the frantic, like, what would, that's a 13.
Yeah. You are able to keep track of it where it's running. At this point, the moose is going to be so far ahead of all of you that
know.
it wouldn't be worth staying in roll in turn order. So from here, Zavras, you'd be able to track it pretty well. If anybody has anything else that they want to maybe help with the speed up or just help him in general, because you might have to make more going forward, let me know.
Well, I think me and Axel having light out helps him because that extends his dark vision. So that should help out a little bit if we catch up to him.
I would also assist just in general with tracking since I'm somewhat familiar with it.
Fair enough.
Alright, so I'm just like
Anything
full on
else?
sprinting towards these tracks that I'm finding.
Yeah.
These people
Alright.
next to me.
Give me one more survival check with advantage. I'll say everybody's caught up to each other at this point, too.
Well, it's a 17.
17? That's good enough.
Rolled a 4 and a 14. I was like, what the hell, dude?
So, Zavras, you start running, and you'll get drops of blood every once in a while, but mostly it's these heavy hoof prints that you're following. And after a little bit, the tracks start to lead to a large circular indentation in a snowy hillside. Rising from the middle of this circle is a triangular gnomon, or it's like a giant triangular spire that's sticking out of the ground.
Okay.
Of beautifully crafted crystal that stands 20 feet tall. A 10-foot high berm hugging the circle's eastern edge has evergreens growing around and atop it, sheltering what looks like a sarcophagus buried under snow. You've seen a lot of stuff running up into this. And enclosed by a half circle of pale blue crystal pillars. North of the berm is a delicately carved gazebo made of marble, and south of the berm is a row of outward-facing white marble statues atop granite pillars.
Any of this look familiar to me at all?
This, give me a history check.
Terrible thing to ask you. 11.
11. Even with that and your history of being half-elf and where you're from, you would know that this looks very similar to an elven burial ground.
Kind of startles me at first when I see this. I actually stop when I notice it. Like, I kind of, as I'm running, I kind of like slide in the snow a little bit, and I'm just looking at it. It's like, oh.
Yeah, you're by yourself for a minute as you stop and take all of this scenery in, and then the rest of the group comes running up behind you.
What are we stopping for? What's the danger?
I'm sorry, it's just been a long time since I've seen something like this. It's a burial ground.
We followed the moose here.
It appears that way. It's quite strange. It's elvish.
And directly in front of you, Zavras, stand 6 white marble statues. And they're all in a line curving around this kind of hillside.
Kind of like a crescent line?
Yeah, almost in a crescent
Or is
line.
it?
But
Okay.
it kind of curves around this high ground that's behind them. And they depict slender robed figures that are all facing northward, from what you can tell with your knowing kind of generally the area with your studies of becoming a monster hunter. The engravings on their faces have been worn away by the wind, but pointed ears make the statues identifiable as elves.
Oh, I think we lost Phage.
We lost the camera, yeah. He's back.
There it goes. I'm going to slowly start making my way up this hill. So just to clarify, at this point, Davros really isn't paying too much attention to the fact that there's a angry moose killing people. He kind of looks very preoccupied as he's walking up this hill.
Fair enough. Yeah, so you walk past the statues up onto the hill, because the statues, like, are in front of the hill.
Yeah, so, like, as I walk up to the statues, I'll just kind of reach out and touch them. And just kind of awe, and then I'll, like, look past the statues and kind of walk in a little bit.
Yeah, and as you start making your way up towards the hill, you can see this granite sarcophagus that rests in a half circle defined by 5 crystal pillars. Yeah, you can see the sarcophagus is covered in snow, and there are like 2 trees on either side of it as well.
I'm gonna walk up to the sarcophagus.
Alright.
And like try to brush some of the snow off to see if I can reveal something of it. Maybe there's markings.
You brush the snow away, and you can see engraved into this sarcophagus is a brazier. It's like one of those things you would put fire into. You also, looking around at the pillars that surround the sarcophagus, you notice carvings at the top of each of the pillars. Running from north to south, so starting in the north, there's a carving of a twig. The next pillar has a pine cone. The third, a flame. Fourth, a feather. And the fifth, a humanoid hand is carved into the pillar.
Would I know anything of what get any type of inkling as to what these symbols represent?
You are not entirely sure. They seemed it would make sense that they all kind of have some sort of connection to each other. But you're not sure what.
I'm Highland's mostly following Zavros's lead, obviously, but I am actually concerned and looking around for this beast. It doesn't fall on like deaf ears, basically, that like this is very strange. Like this is clearly some kind of like ritualistic site of some sort, but at the same time, as curious as I am, I also don't want us to just get sidelined by this beast.
Fair.
What did you say the pictures were?
Sorry,
Pine cone?
A twig, a pine cone, a flame, a feather, and a humanoid hand. And then on the sarcophagus itself is a brazier. And are you just looking in general for this moose? Are you looking for like signs of tracks, or what do you look for specifically? Just so I know what kind of check to do for you.
I can't see as well, so I'm just I'm not looking for tracks. I'm just looking out.
All right.
For like movement coming at us.
Yeah, do a perception check.
4.
Yeah, it's like it's not immediately within your ring of your torch.
Yep. That's all I need to know.
Further out, yeah, you wouldn't know.
Baka, looking in the brazier, Fraser, I don't know how you say it.
So they appear to be in the brazier, is what you're asking,
does there
right?
appear to be any ash or any items in it?
1 second, because I know you know where the engraving of the brazier is.
Oh, I thought you said it was a physical one. I'm sorry.
Nope, it's engraved into the sarcophagus.
Gotcha.
Yep. But if you want to do a perception check...
Yeah, I want to look around for one, maybe.
Okay.
18.
18, yeah. So, as you walk up to the sarcophagus and see this brazier, you look over to the gazebo that's to the north of you. Like it down slopes back down to this gazebo, and you can see that within the middle of it stands an unlit stone brazier. Looks about 20 inches wide. And if you are you gonna approach it, or are you gonna stay over here with Zavros?
I'll approach it.
Okay. As you approach it, you can see it's full of snow and pine needles that the wind has swept away from the gazebo's polished marble floor. So, like, the brazier's in the middle of this gazebo, and as the wind came through, it pushed the snow and pine needles into it to kind of fill it up as it caught it, and then the rest of it would have blown past it out of the gazebo.
I'm gonna mage hand push the snow out of the brazier.
Okay. Easy enough.
Do this as safely as possible. And once the snow is out, I want to kind of like pick through the snow, I guess, and see if I see anything in there.
It is just full of pine needles, so yep, that'd be all you find in there.
As we're kind of exploring this space, and maybe someone already asked this, my internet blipped out for a second, but both in living in the area and then also my tribe living in the general area, do I know anything about this? Even heard stories about this place?
Nope, you've heard nothing of this.
What have you found down there, Orlin?
Brazier.
Well, that marks one thing, I suppose. And just to clarify, you said twig, pinecone, humanoid hand, feather, and then the engraving of the brazier. Was there one other?
Flame.
Twig, pinecone,
Oh,
feather,
the
flame, and yeah, and humanoid hand.
How far away are we from the tree line?
It's about 50 feet off. It's not too far, but like the trees do clear out when you get to this area. So there's like a couple of trees around you, but as far as the actual forest is about 50 feet out.
Are there pine cones in the trees?
You can check.
I want to check that.
All right, go do a survival check.
I don't
Yeah,
see shit.
I mean, yeah. You aren't able to find one with a pine cone on it, but you do find plenty of twigs.
Yeah, well, I'll at least grab a twig.
There you go.
Can I keep an eye out for this moose?
Yeah, do a perception. It's not in your immediate line of sight, no. We are doing good tonight, kids.
What? I have a twig. Anyone see a pine cone laying around?
Can I search in those pine trees and, if necessary, like climb up into them to see if there's pine cones further up that may not have fallen yet?
Yeah, do a survival check for me.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So you are looking around for these pine cones. It's weird that these trees just don't have any on them. And you might just be looking at the wrong ones for this. I mean, it's winter, so a lot of the trees might just not be going through their reproduction process. But you're climbing up into one of them. You're like, maybe they're towards the top, and you're able to scare a bird away who does leave a feather behind.
Gotta help us out where you can.
Oh, I was gonna say we always have Zavros's arrows for the feathers.
True.
All right.
Oh, mine are fake feathers. They're nylon. No, I'm kidding.
Knowing our luck, they would be.
So there's like two trees around the sarcophagus, right?
Yeah.
What kind of trees are they? Are they pine trees? Are they maple trees? Are they oak trees? Are they
Yeah,
birch?
they're pine trees.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't. Oh, I thought you were. Sorry, I thought you guys were searching off like in the.
No, I had asked how
I'm
far
saying
away
they're
it
pine
was.
trees because make a survival check for me, please, for the love of God. Roll below a 10.
Oh no, I was just wondering.
Here comes the nat one.
Oh no, I wasn't trying to roll anything. I just wanted
Oh, okay.
Let's getting all of it. Here's your 10.
Yeah, there's a single pine cone laying on the ground.
I am highly enthralled by this burial mound that I'm just like,
They rolled
What
a
pine
10.
cone.
Why are you gathering these supplies?
Is this what you're looking for?
Oh, there it is. It was on the ground the whole time, huh?
Yeah, you should have looked over on these ones. They're a bit more sheltered. I think they're able to grow their pine cones easier.
Do you believe that perhaps this gravesite has been disturbed and that's spirit of whoever's at rest here?
It's a possibility. I can't know for sure, but
I mean, you did wonder if perhaps it was the fact that they were cutting down the trees of the forest, and maybe the spirit of the forest were angry. So
Maybe it's just the
perhaps
spirit of
this
these
is it.
ales.
Maybe it's just this. Do elves come back as moose often, or spirits, or?
do I know anything like that? I don't think so.
Roll history.
Hmm.
Nothing other than like
Can I roll a history?
Yeah, I kind of
Yes,
want to roll.
14?
Yeah, I'll say for Zavras, you've heard children's stories about things like that happening, as much merit as you can put into those. Orlin, you just tangled with the ghost earlier today, or yesterday, sorry. And you know that it had to possess things to be able, or like it seemed to have to possess things to be able to interact with things. Like obviously, it could try to touch you and that kind of stuff, but so it's possible, but you don't know for sure.
Could be this ghost is possessing animals.
Do you think we got another ghost on our hands?
It's possible. Perhaps this ritual, sort of like a method of bringing the spirit to peace. We could give it a go.
Well, I suppose we put all this in the brazier and then light it on fire.
Or it could double its power. There's not really a true way of knowing.
Well, what was it you said? Coincidence doesn't occur, something like that? Nothing is a coincidence? We're obviously here for a reason.
We
found
did
all these
track a
objects
moose
really
here.
quick.
Well, the point is, it's no coincidence that the moose, by tracking it, we ended up in this location and discovered this place.
Does anyone have
There's-
a human hand?
I immediately look over to Zavros. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll just...
If it
Here,
does
I can do it. I've got a torch anyway lit, so like I can light it all.
Oh, I was going to suggest myself. I can power through a bit of damage to reduce it if necessary.
There.
Losing a hand?
I don't know if I need to lose the hand or just stick the hand
Yeah.
in the fire. If nothing
I
else,
don't
I will
think,
do it on my shield arm. Just strap it.
I think I'll just try and light the thing on fire with a torch. Because I don't think, or actually, I think Zavros should light it on fire. Because he is an elf.
That's fair.
Because I don't think we need a hand. I don't think, we don't even know if this is implying that we should just be burning all this stuff in the pit. Let alone what the hand means. So I don't think there's worth cutting off someone's hand just to test a ritual we just made up. So
Yes, would definitely not recommend that.
yeah. So I'll hand
Well,
my
so
torch
that
over
you-
to Stavros.
All right. I guess whoever has what they have, I'll throw my twig in.
Mhm.
And light
Put the
this
feather
thing.
But
Okay, So you put the
pine cone.
twig, the feather, and the pine cone into the brazier, and Zavros puts the torch in to light it. Everything begins to slowly burn.
Then I place my
and-
hand in the fire.
I mean, that's
No,
it.
no.
It just begins to slowly burn.
Just, I'm gonna put my hand in if I wait and it's just burning and nothing else is
Okay,
happening.
you put your hand in. You take
Yep.
3 fire damage,
Hell yeah, baby.
but it just continues to burn.
Ah, well, that didn't work.
Well,
Zavrus, roll me a what's the word I'm looking for? Insight check.
Inside. Okay. Hey, I'm proficient. But not enough.
Stick
Nat
your
one,
hand in the
baby.
snow,
Oh my
Zavros.
Maybe your hand wasn't in there long enough.
Oh, shit. Well, I could try it again. Maybe it wasn't in
No.
there long enough.
No. Hold
No.
on. Sharp, can I rummage through my component bag?
Rubbish? Yeah, you can rubbish through your component bag.
Is there a hand in there?
Roll me a D100.
Okay. This is fair. 56.
Lynn, don't you
Fresh out of humanoid hands, unfortunately.
don't you have a spell that kind of looks like a hand?
I do. Oh, I could give that a go.
I mean, it might not work, but it's better than one of ours.
Cast Mage Hand into the fire.
Doesn't change anything. I will say the pine cone and the twig aren't gonna burn for long, so it is almost gonna be out at this point.
I just want to listen
Well-
out and see if I hear the fucking beast.
Do a perception check.
No, 8.
No, you see that there is that large spire that I had previously pointed out, as well as so this is like a small hillside. There's also a larger, like, actual larger hill on the other side of this spire. It's a large triangle sticking out of the ground.
The beast could be residing in that up there.
Should we go take a look since the burning things doesn't seem to be working, except for just keeping us warm?
yeah, I'm gonna grab my torch back.
All right.
Is everything burned? Like, is it all burned at this point?
Yeah, it's just ash at this point.
Can I, since we're over here, just on a whim, essentially take some of the ash and bring it over to the sarcophagus?
Yeah.
And then just, like, sprinkle it on the symbol?
You sprinkle it on the symbol. Give me a insight.
God damn.
Another 8. Yeah, you sprinkle it and it doesn't seem to react to it at all.
Question, can that
Oh.
thing be opened while you're up there?
Don't.
I'm not asking you to open it, I'm just asking if it can be opened.
Can I, like, test the lid just to see if it's, like, openable? Like, just crack it a little bit? Just
Yeah,
like,
how much strength are you putting into it?
I mean, I'll probably, like, start off just like, okay, just a little bit, and then if I need to, not all of my strength, 50% of my strength, just to see, like, oh, is it just a little stuck or, like, froze, or what's the situation here?
Yeah, you like try to pull up on it and nothing happens, but then give me a strength check.
Okay. Ready? 15.
Yeah, you start to give a little more strength to it, and you keep ramping up your strength as nothing's moving, and it doesn't seem to budge at all.
No, it does not seem to move.
Oh, okay.
So you start heading towards the hill, I assume, the larger hill.
Mhm.
As you come across, because you have to cross past this, like, it's like a plaza almost in between the small hill and the larger hill, with this giant triangle, 20-foot like triangle sticking out of the ground. And rising from the center of the circular depression is a tall triangular crystal gnomon, which is the giant triangle pillar thing. Device. Oh, so it looks almost like an enormous sundial, sticking out of the ground. It is thick near the base and it narrows to a sharp point at the top. The snow around the gnomon has melted away, revealing a circle of symbols carved into the stone around it. As you look at each of these symbols, you can see the one that you immediately come upon looks like its half circle is clear and the other half is filled in. And as you look around, you can see the circle either starts to turn darker one way or the other way, or get lighter the other way. At the point where to the north is a completely open circle and to the south is a completely filled in circle, and then it continues around the other side. And you can kind of put two and two together, where this kind of looks like the phases of the moon. So this wouldn't be a sundial, but instead a giant moon dial. Looking past this, you can see that in the side of this hole, it's like a side of the hole. The wall of this larger ridge. It seems something has punched a rough hole into the wall in the northwest edge of the depression, creating a dark opening that leads under the hill.
Moose might have went that way.
Seems like.
Well, do we go in?
I think it's about time we finish this thing off. Get the monster that we came here for.
You would see, looking at the moon dial as well, it is fairly close to the completely filled in moon, but it isn't on it yet. Which would line up with your theory of it being a moon dial, because it's getting close to the new moon.
In we go.
All right, you guys head into the hillside.
As I'm rubbing snow on my hand.
Rubbing snow on your hand that you just burnt.
What's our marching order?
Yeah, what is your marching order?
I assume
Yeah.
I'd be probably like second because I can't see, but I think before we said it was Zavros, me, and then I didn't pay attention to the rest of you.
Fair
I'll
enough.
be near the back.
Yeah, I'll take up the rear, I guess. So
Okay. I'll be
Probably.
between Mila and Orlin then.
So, just so I have this right. Heinlein first, Zavros second?
Zavros, then Heinlein.
Okay, flip that around. And then Axel, then Mila, then Orlin.
Oh, I thought Axel was between those two.
Oh,
I thought
Axel,
it was
so
ranged,
Mila's in the middle?
melee ranged, melee ranged. Yeah.
Works for me. All right, Zavros, as you peer your way, are you guys trying to be stealthy about this, or are you just moving in?
I have my lantern lit so I can see.
I still have my torch. My assumption here is that I wouldn't be stealthy because it has nowhere to run now.
Yeah, it's one way in, one way out scenario.
That we're
That we
aware.
think.
All right. So you walk in, Zavros, and as soon as you step into this room, you hear crunching underneath your feet.
Oh, fuck.
As you look down, you see the shattered remnants of bones that you've just stepped on. And as you quickly look up to see if anything has caught onto you, all around you are figures of different sleeping beasts. There's a bear sleeping in here. There are foxes. There's owls perched up on some of the lanterns that are on the wall. Just any kind of beast you can think of that would live in the woodlands are sleeping in here. And as you look up, you can see they begin to stir.
Oh, there's a lot of large animals living in here.
can you talk to them?
I slowly, hold my hands out, and I'm going... Which one's closest? You know what? Fuck the owl. I'm immediately casting Speak with Animal on the bear, because that motherfucker will mess me up.
All right. Remind me the...
I'll slap it in there for you.
Thank you, sir. Slap me with it. So gain the ability to comprehend your knowledge. So you don't have to do any kind of save. Cool.
No.
Yeah, you can just speak with the bear as it's like it's starting to snarl as it wakes up. It does look like a smaller bear. It's not fully grown, but.
Oh, hello there, friend.
What is it you come here for?
Oh, well, we were kind of looking for the big white thing that's been killing the lumber workers in the forest. And we kind of just stumbled onto you. We don't mean you any harm. Nothing like that.
Why do you need to see the moose?
That go so poorly. Well, I kind of wanted to do what I'm doing now to talking with you to see why it keeps attacking the lumber workers. And that is the truth.
He'll say it's told to.
Oh, who tells it to do that?
Lady, she lives further in here. I've been asleep, so I haven't seen if either are here. But she usually lives further in here. You can see there is like an opening in the back of the room that leads further back.
Oh, well, I kind of followed it here, but it ran in this direction. I was hoping it had come back here. I suppose not.
Been asleep. He usually goes further back as well. If you want to check, but I don't know.
As long as it's okay if we go in, we're not gonna harm any of you.
Yeah, you can go in.
All right, sorry for disturbing your sleep, and I want to like throw a ration over to him.
He eats it, and as he gets up, like the other animals are starting to notice you, and they're like trying to skirt around you, to stay away from the group. As you,
I kind
you guys
of whisper to him. It's like, okay, we're allowed to go through. Apparently there's a woman that tells the creature to kill people. And apparently they live further in here. And just don't attack any of the animals. They've permitted us to pass.
Nessie said something about a woman telling it to do things.
Ask what this woman looked like.
Excuse me, bear friend. Do you have a name?
God damn it.
Urgar.
Ursa.
Ursa. And where are your parents? I'm kidding.
Last name Ray. Ursa.
I was an orphan.
Oh, sorry to hear that. What did this woman look like? Do you know?
Pale skin, wears furs like you all, long, messy fur on her head, and her lips are blue lips.
Oh, well, thank you again, friend. And I'll turn to Mila like, well, white skin, blue lips, wears furs kind of like us, messy hair on the top. Honestly, she sounds like she's dead.
Or, kind of looks a little bit like me.
Well, you didn't say yet. Well, is that just a tiefling thing? Or is that other people can look like that?
I mean, I haven't encountered a whole lot of people that look, pale. Could be anything. But blue lips, not very common unless you're dead.
Oh, do we want to keep going through?
Could be lipstick.
Sorry.
So the torchlight, how far into the back does it reach? Like, how far do we think this is?
I can let you know that in less than a second. You would be able to see that further back, so it's almost like a tier shape from where you are. You kind of like the walls kind of curve and then go into a tunnel that you can see goes not too much further back from your light, but then there's also two that split off from that tunnel.
Okay. So, like, are we saying, like, maybe, like, 30 feet, 60 feet, an uncalculable amount of feet?
It goes... So, your torch almost goes to the end of that one tunnel, so it seems like maybe it curves just enough to block the rest of the light, but it doesn't seem to go on very much further. But the tunnels to the side seem to go a lot further out.
Okay, so probably more than 60 feet.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, suppose, shall we then? We can just ask her ourselves.
Start creeping along.
All right, you start creeping along, and as soon as everybody makes their way through the door, creatures the smaller ones that know they can get past you start making their way out of the hole in the wall. And as you move further and further in, they all start moving out. You would also see in this room there are 3 more of those statues. The faces are like the engraving of their faces are more intact because it's not getting hit by wind constantly. But those would be like immediately in the front, and then you have the path to the back that is it curves back, and then before the curve there are 2 parting passages.
Let us go with caution. There is this woman back here. There's a good chance she is quite powerful. She's the same that convinced that Plessia saw and gave it sentience, and is now controlling this white moose.
I agree. I guess I don't know if we're stealthing exactly. Definitely going slower. So I guess stealth.
All right.
I have a lot of metal armor in a cave. I
Yeah.
don't know that I'd be stealthy.
Disadvantage, you can try.
10.
It's better than
Yeah.
what I got.
That's the
Actually,
best
I'm at
fucking
disadvantage
stealth.
anyways.
Yeah, you also have disadvantage, correct.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys start moving forward. Are you going to go straight or down one of these side tunnels? The side tunnels, both as you approach them, both seem to have stairs that go upwards a little bit, like stairs engraved into the stonework. Whereas the main path slightly slopes downward, not drastically though.
Did your animal friend tell you which farther in they were?
No. Just that they lived in the back.
I say we go down.
I don't think the moose would be climbing upstairs too much, I don't think. Can you see any tracks?
Do I see any tracks?
You would not. It's a stone floor, so
Yeah.
there won't be any way for it to leave tracks.
Maybe it was pooping while it was walking.
Oh, I didn't know if there'd be like blood, if there'd
Do I
be
find
snow
dung?
going in.
You don't find any blood, no.
No
I'll
poop
give you
either,
that
huh?
for free. All right.
Go down.
Go down. All right. So the underground passage narrows before ending at a wall upon which is mounted an oval mirror 7 feet tall and half as wide, encircled by decorative stone frame.
Do I see our reflection in the mirror, or is it like no reflection in this mirror?
You
Okay.
see the reflection of yourselves.
I'm gonna reach out and touch it.
You reach out and touch it, and you feel the hard surface of the mirror and see yourself touching the mirror back. I guess is how you describe that.
Yeah, just. I don't really know what this is about. Guess we could go back up.
Can I check around the edges to see if this mirror is like mounted to the wall or if it can move at all?
I want to help him. I was gonna do the same thing, so.
Yeah, do a investigate check with advantage.
Or I don't know if Orlin wants to roll it and then I'll assist him.
If you'd prefer, I do have a +5, but I didn't want to take the roll
Yeah,
from
I
you.
got it. No, you can have it. You can have the roll.
23.
Yeah, you're feeling around it, and it's circled in stone, but it seems to be like right up against the wall. And as you're feeling, you touch something that doesn't have the same consistency as the stone, and you, from your background in working with different kinds of material components and things, would know that this is a kind of sovereign glue, which keeps it mounted to the wall, and the only way to remove it is to break it. So you'd have to shatter the entire mirror to get it to
We'd
come
have
off.
to shatter the mirror. But I believe there is a passage beyond.
Does not seem practical, though.
Right. One would think that, the mirror would be shattered already if something was beyond there. Unless they're able to teleport or walk through.
That makes for a good sound trap to let you know if someone was coming.
True. If it is that sort of magic we're dealing with, one who's able to walk through walls, they may be too powerful for us.
If there's a tunnel on the other side, as you say, how do we know they're just not trying to block off that tunnel, not that something's back there?
Right. Perhaps we should check the stairs first and then come back. Last effort sort of thing.
Go back to the stairs and turn. Do we want to go to the left or the right?
Let's just head to the right first, since we're closer to it.
To the right, going down the tunnel, or going back towards the hole?
No. So like we're going
out
back.
of the staircases.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's two staircases, and one's to the right, one's to the left.
Yeah, the right one.
The right one when you're coming from the opening or from the way you came, because it switches when you're going different ways.
I see what you're saying. He's as if we just came in. I think we're saying.
So it's like this. It's like this.
Yes. So like you came in down here, the mirror is up here,
Okay.
and then it's like this.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought we were like coming in like I thought it was like this.
Nope.
Like
Nope.
we were going
Yeah,
this way, and then
they're
there's
opposite
this
each
way.
other. Yep.
Okay. Then let's just take the right from where we're coming from.
Okay.
So-
Cool. Yes. So you walk up these stairs, and it's not very far until you come upon a stone door with a symbol engraved into it. It is a white semicircle, which in the middle, instead of it being straight down the middle, it's rounded, and it's rounded towards the right. So it appears to be a waxing moon if you put it to the moon dial outside.
We should check the other door to see if it is a waning, because
Yeah.
if this is waxing, then because we are approaching the new moon, the other door may be open.
Right.
You go to the other door, another stone door with the same half semicircle, but it would be the rounded side is facing the opposite way, so it is waning, but it is closed.
Can I try to open it? Like just push on it and see if it'll move at all?
Yeah, give me a strength check.
I can do that. Big boy. Got a 6.
Yeah, you try to push it, but it doesn't budge, much like the sarcophagus outside. You can assume there's some kind of magic at play amongst all of these things, but your strength is not doing anything.
Perhaps one of us should head back out and trick the moon dial to believing it is at this stage.
Not sure how, but
I think I'm just confused by the moon dial a little bit. Can we rotate it, or is it, because I don't think they would rotate. It's just like a still thing in the ground, right?
Yeah, from what you could tell, there doesn't seem to be anything you could have rotated it with.
So we could,
Even if you did, the shadow is what points to the different things.
that's what I'm saying. We could create a light at the right angle using perhaps a bonfire or something so the shadow is cast at the particular angle we're looking for. If not, there's always the mirror.
Yes, that is certainly it makes sense to do that, to at least try it. I do not know if we will be able to create a light source strong enough. Well, I guess the moon is almost gone, so it is not very bright.
did we go down all... There are 3 hallways? Did we go down all the
We
hallways?
went everything, yeah.
Yep. The main one had the mirror. To the left was if you're
was
coming
one
in,
moon and then the other one was the other moon.
2 half moon doors. Yep.
How did that moose get through one of these doors? Like, a moose can't make light that I'm aware of. It wouldn't be able to change the shadow.
Right, but if it is working with this woman, she may have some trick to let it in.
Now, this is a possibility. We can try tricking the moon dial and doing all of that. Also, I have a very big pick, and it is just a stone door or a mirror. We could try to force our way in. I don't know, and I look over to Zavro. Do not know if this is a special place, if we should not desecrate it, but if this woman is using it to murder others, I feel like it is already desecrated.
You know, the mirror probably wasn't original. It was, it's being held with a type of magical substance. It's probably not, from this place originally.
Well, we could always go take another look at it.
You said there were 3 more of those, crystal pillars, right? With the elves?
The statues, right?
Yeah, there were 3 more in the main room. Yep.
Okay. And did they have any symbols on them?
You didn't check.
Okay.
But the original symbols were on just normal pillars. I'm not saying there isn't any there, but the original symbols you saw around the sarcophagus are just pillars. The statues are separate things.
Oh, okay. And the statues are also facing north?
They all seem to be facing northward, yes, or northeastern. Let me double check that.
Okay.
Yeah, northward.
Can I take a look at the moon dial to see if there's any way to manipulate the shadow?
Yeah, so you start making your way from this door back to the main room. What is your perception on me?
10.
So as you walk into this room, you look to see that one of the animals hasn't left. There is a snowy owl sitting on one of the lanterns still, and it's watching you as you enter the room. And do you continue to walk outside, or what do you do?
Is it no, I'm not. That owl thing. I'll go back. Zavros, one of your friends didn't leave, and it's looking at me real weird.
Oh. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna, I guess, walk out there and take a look at this owl.
All right, you look at this owl. It's staring at you.
Oh, by then it's been over 10 minutes, so I'm not gonna be able to communicate with this thing. But
As you... Oh, you're gonna do something?
yeah, I was just gonna wave at it like, hello.
As you wave and say hello to this owl, what little moonlight is coming through the hole in the wall begins to disappear as this enormous antlered shape starts to take the position in front of the hole that you guys entered, as you see the white moose with red eyes standing in the entrance. And that's where we'll end our session.
We're never gonna kill this moose.
No.
Oh my goodness.
We've been hunting this moose for a while, but hey, it's here
Hey,
now, baby.
That's how hunting goes.
So,
Ugh.
thank you all for joining us today. A lot of looking around and discovering clues to things. I don't know if people have caught on to different things from these clues, but we'll find out next time as we encounter this white moose. Thank you all for joining us. I wanna let the peoples do their own shout outs today instead of me just rambling through them, because we got a little time to go through them. So let's start with Grizlocke. Grizlocke, where can we find you?
Hey, you can find me at all things Grizlocke, YouTube, Twitch. That's it, actually. That's all things, right?
That's all things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really doing anything on those channels at the moment, but hopefully soon. Just gotta find the time.
And of course, you can find him here on Swindler's Den on Mondays in Amores as a player, and on the 27th, not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday, as the DM for the Lost Song of Phandelver.
Yeah.
Do that. Up next, Bumbleskum.
Hey, you can find me at Twitter at Bumbleskum.
And then we have, I'm trying to remember from memory, Dyto is next.
Yeah. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at DytoDnD, I think. I don't use it a lot, obviously. I'm here on Swindler's Den on Mondays and Wednesday nights. And I am over on Weave the Tale on Friday nights, where I play another horror game called Cult Divinity Lost.
Next is TommieTaco.
Hey, TommieTaco. You can find me at twitch.tv/TommieTaco. And you can find me on Twitter at TommieTaco, where the A in taco is the number 4. And you can also find me here on Swindler's Den on Wednesdays and on Sundays. But not this upcoming Sunday, the 27th.
And of course, Dr. Phage.
Hello, you can find me on Twitter at Little Growth because I did not expect to be an internet person and have no brand consistency whatsoever.
See, I was an internet person and still have no brand consistency whatsoever. So, although I go by Sharp, you can find me on Twitter at ZombieBaka, because BakaZombie was taken. And I'm here, as everybody else is. Thank you all for joining us again. Be sure to follow Swindler's Den on all the social medias, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. We have a Patreon if you want to listen to the audio-only versions for only $1 a month. You get all the audio versions. They've been going up like a day after. Pretty consistently. Still catching up on Amores, but we're on our way. So you can go do that. If you're on the YouTube, leave a like and subscribe. We love you kids over there. This is our YouTube content this campaign. So thank you guys for all the support there. And we'll see you next Wednesday with the great white moose. Bye-bye.
Peace.